Wow. So that's like only a tad bit late. Because I usually start like right at 1:58 or so. I just noticed that I forgot to change the chat URL in OBS, and that I was making sure that I had a censor screen just in case if anything unsavory happens, or if we have a hint that something unsavory might happen, that I have a censor screen. Hi Kelp, how are you? I'm excited. I have not played this game. I've been looking at it for a while. There's a fair few visual novels that I have just sitting in my Steam game folder. Yeah, precautions just in case. I have not learned anything about this game or know anything about this game, but if anything unsavory does happen, I have precautions. I have precautions. Okay, so is this Steam Prison? It's a visual novel. I've only played like 1 or 2 other visual novels in my lifetime, and that's a long lifetime. But we're gonna try playing this today, and I'm excited. I haven't played a visual novel in a while. Oh, I can change my name. Name entry. Please enter your name. Cyrus Tistella? Only first name can be changed. Let's just change it to Peach. Fair enough. Well, if you're excited, I'm excited. I'm glad you're excited too. She's cute. She's very cute. Peach Tistella. Tistella? Tistella. I'm gonna struggle with the names, I'm sure. Darkness. At first there was nothing but a starless black void. Then I began to come back to my senses, starting with smell. I could smell dust. I could smell perfume. Why dust and perfume? And a moment later, my sense of touch returned. My fingers were drenched in warm liquid. Ugh. As I flexed my knuckles, I came to an important realization. I existed. That's a good realization to have. Good realization that you exist. I was alive. I opened my eyes, letting light into the void. What? This looks like a dining room. Why would I smell dust, perfume, and my hands are in warm liquid? I already don't like this. What's happening? So she's at home. My vision blurred every time I took a breath. It was hard to focus on anything. There was a stinging pain on the back of my head. Did I get whacked in the back of the head? But at least you're alive? I had to get up. I took 2 breaths, then climbed to my feet. Standing proved easier than expected. My mind was sluggish, my thoughts moved like mud. I didn't know why I was there. I didn't know how I'd come to be unconscious. I didn't know what. No, I knew what I could smell. I could smell oh, blood, warm liquid. Okay. Okay, good to know. Hi, woohoo. Yeah, it's already kind of disturbing. What situation have I started off in a visual novel? So I can smell blood. Oh, my vision's unblurring. Is that supposed to be a painting of a deity, maybe? I turned. There were 2 figures sprawled on the floor. Are 2 people dead with me? No, it can't be. Father, mother. Oh, we have a murder. 2 murders. Why? Who would do this? I couldn't imagine the culprit, much less the motive that was behind a shocking scene like this. Questions overwhelmed my thoughts like a noisy crowd. My heart began to race. I wonder why this is like a trope for certain situations like this. It's like my father and my mother were murdered. My gaze caught that of my reflection. Oh, is this why it's called Steam Prison? Because I'm gonna get framed for my parents' murder? I'm holding a knife. I'm holding a knife! Oh, she's like a cogwork necklace. Oh, she's cute though. Are you sure you had killed them, or are you just perceiving what's going on right now? Why are you holding a knife? You're anime Batman. Ooh, yay, opening. This will give us a decision. Let me know if the volume needs to be turned up on the game. I drift through the city, endlessly searching for the place I belong. Oh, edgy characters already. Oh, he looks like the person in the painting. In these deepest depths of the world's despair. I feel myself falling apart. Oh. Am I a swordsman? Eltcreed Valentin. Ulrich Fairy. He's cute. One girl fighting the whole world. I can't. It goes so fast. A dogge. Ooh. That one seems like maybe a main character, probably the one she's supposed to end with, story-wise. World long bound within the bars of a cage. Ooh. Is there always in these stories there is a main male lead that they will always... Oh, 2 days before the case. The tiny bit of Japanese I know, well, I still can't read it, but I can recognize the characters. That's impressive, though. Japanese is hard to learn, especially writing it. Now where am I? Oh, it's 2 days before the case. So is it 2 days before my parents were murdered? Am I a knight? It's already noon. I'd like to sleep a little more, but then I'll be late. That's how I felt this morning. I could not get out of bed. Beds are comfortable. I mean, just look at this. Looks insanely comfortable. That bed looks very plush and soft. Don't climb out of bed. Stay in bed. As I dressed, I checked what the sky was like out the window. Looks like a fair enough day. Not good, not bad. It didn't matter how much to me what kind of day it was, except for those times when bad weather made my work difficult. That's it. I put on my familiar uniform and buckled my sword belt, then straightened up in front of the mirror. That's a pretty mirror. My skin was clear and healthy, and I was in high spirits. I want clear and healthy skin. Nobody has that. If nothing else, I never feel run down. My job required a lot of physical exercise. I couldn't compete with my colleagues in terms of physical strength, but my endurance and fortitude were excellent. The only remaining step in my routine was to comb my hair. Well, your hair is very long. I hope you put it in a ponytail before you start fighting. Alright, time for another day of work. So am I just a knight, or if I'm learning to be a knight? I went to the dining room for a bite to eat. Oh, look, this is the dining room. Oh, already my voice is cracking. Why? It is an interesting start to the story. I wonder how it's gonna unfold, but with the way that I'm thinking, since we're going off of the name here called Steam Prison, do I get put in prison for a little bit or something? A good day, mother, father. I made sure to acknowledge the servants as well with polite nods. I already love her. Look at her, she's so pretty! Misty, her name is Misty! Oh, you're already awake. I can't spend the day sleeping, I'm on duty this afternoon. My mother knelt in front of a small statue to pray. I joined her and closed my eyes. May today be uneventful. Oh, it's gonna be eventful in a few days. We prayed country's greatest saint. So, oh, we get to date a saint. The possibility to date a saint. Ooh. We prayed to what? Yune Sekie. Yune Sekie. He was our country's greatest saint. He was ageless and immortal, blessed by God. He was our hierophant. And we worshipped all certain words are so hard and then to make simple words hard. God. Date the butler. If there's a butler option, you know I'm gonna go with the butler option. There's two options I can go for. That I just you know how in Fire Emblem there's Fire Emblem Awakening and Fire Emblem If? Because I went for Chrom in Fire Emblem Awakening, and then in Fire Emblem If, I went for Joker. I went for the butler. If there's a butler option. I asked the servants to bring me my meal. My father turned his attention away from the newspaper and towards me. I tensed a little. Are you afraid of Dad? You must be exhausted. You had the night shift as well, didn't you? I mean, look at him. He looks nice. Look at their eyes. They're so pretty. He looks like a... What is... Oh, okay. Display backlog. Ooh, there's quick saves. Quick save option. He looks like a nice person. Just shaved the mustache. I always hated these kind of mustaches. It looks good on some people, but others it just looks creepy. There's no need for you to worry. Doing what I love is energizing, not exhausting. Aren't they? They're very dapper. Oh, her voice is so nice. You might think so, but I have my doubts. Are you really getting enough rest? My mom's worried about me. Kind parents are gonna die soon. This is gonna make me sad. Oh, also, I'm gonna point this out because she has the hair. She has the like the side ponytail, side braids, side parted hair. No. The trope continues. I sat down on a chair, nodding empathetically. You both worry far too much about me. There isn't any reason to. You can see for yourselves how healthy I am. We had a variation of the same conversation almost every day. Because they're worried about you. You're gonna regret... you're gonna regret not being a little bit more courteous. Because they're gonna pass away in a few days. No buts. No buts. It's heartwarming that they care so much about me, but I'm an adult. I know my limits. You're acting so nonchalant about how much they care about you, though. There's truly no cause for concern. I'll complete my duties and then come back just as I always do. Duties, what? Oh. Maybe I should turn off the... No, I like hearing the voices. Duties, why did you insist on joining the police force? You could have followed in my footsteps if you wanted. No, I'm afraid I couldn't have become a politician. Don't become politicians. Politicians lead to a lot of heartache. Especially in this era. Sitting still irritates me, and being quiet for hours would have been unbearable. Oh, I'm a police officer. Okay. I know, but being a police officer is so dangerous. Mother, we went through this a long time ago. My reason then still stands. I want to protect the weak. Even if we'll never see eye to eye, you agreed to support me in my ambition. Please don't go back to trying to dissuade me from it. You're right, I'm sorry, I'll try not to. Mom. I'm weak to these kind of characters. They're just kind, loving mothers. I love them. I love them so much. I appreciate it, and I'm deeply grateful that you've given me the freedom to pursue this career despite my high birth. Thank you. You've always been a stubborn girl. If we can't convince you, we have to support you now in other matters. Huh? What in other matters is happening? I have a bad feeling. I began to eat as I waited for my father to speak. Oh, you really need to try on the wedding dress. I don't want to get married yet. I choked on my food. My mother nodded as I spluttered, yes, today. You haven't forgotten the wedding, have you? Who am I getting married to? Well, it's gonna be irrelevant in a few days, as I'm probably gonna be put in prison. Maybe a little. I gave a wry grin, wiping away the tears from my coughing fit. Attack my heart. Really, now you understand that this is your own wedding we're talking about here, don't you? Somewhat. I suppose. My girl, even if you're not yet 20, you're an adult. This is about your future. How can it just slip your mind? I'm glad they don't have her as like a 16-year-old girl going through all this. That's good at least. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, political marriages are hard. Some political marriages turn out for the better, but most of them are just like a how to put it? I guess you consider it more like a contract kind of marriage, but some of them do turn out to be them falling in love, and then it turns out into a better marriage. But for the most part, political marriages are not really all that good. In my country, adulthood begins at... Oh, okay. Adulthood begins at 16. Never mind. There we go. At least she's almost 20, though. She's 19, so I guess this is kind of okay. Once compulsory education comes to an end, at that age we can find employment, drink alcohol, and the temple begins to send out marriage notifications. Why does the temple have to send out marriage notifications? What? It's not like I can think of myself as a child. I didn't know what to say. My father pressed the attack with a broad smile. I have to put on a dress today. Marrying Fitzgerald Evans, uniting our family tree with the Evans family is a true honor. Is Fitzgerald Evans the one that is the closest to her in the opening? The one with the glasses? I think so. I think that's what it was. Hit you with the side swipe. I want to proceed with the ceremony preparations as swiftly as possible as to avoid any possible insult to them, and for that you must try on the wedding dress, understand? Yes. Their stares made me feel deeply uncomfortable. If I'd attempt to drag any of the servants into this discussion, they'd have taken my parents' side for certain. Well, I'm pretty sure that they're going to be siding with the ones that they're employed to. You can't put it off. You got to put on the wedding dress. Oh, my colleague is here. Goodbye. And the dress? Have a wonderful day, both of you. Goodbye. You're gonna have to put the dress on at some point, maybe just later in the evening. That girl, does she really understand, I wonder? I could understand to a degree. Candidate number 1. Is that it? Yes, I think so. Good morning, it's an honor to serve with you. He's cute. Oh, Finn! Thank God you're here, you're my savior. Finn, you Clace. Savior. You have saved me from putting on a wedding dress today. My gallant knight come to save me from obnoxious parents. Great job, Finn. You'll make it far in the forest. Oh, thank you, but I'm not a knight. He has a very soothing voice. I don't understand what's happening, but I'm glad if I could be of service to you. Let's go then. Is she also keeping this a secret? I wonder. Sure, time to protect peace and fight crime. Don't give me a close-up of that face. I'll make a decision too early. He smiles. Oh, he's a mole. Finn's last name was Clace, and he was a rank 1 officer at the temple like me. Under ordinary circumstances, police officers always patrolled in pairs. Finn was my partner, and we had been serving together since the beginning. He was 4 years older than I was, though. Despite our ages, I thought of him as a younger brother because of his gentle and quiet personality. Candidate number 1 seems like a good candidate. If Finn hadn't arrived, who knows how that would have ended. Well, I mean, you still had to go to work, so you couldn't really do it right now. At least wear the wedding dress. Marriage. I didn't actually forget about trying on the dress. I mulled over what my parents had said, sighing. Finn didn't hide his worry as he walked beside me, asking questions in his timid way. I'm gonna make a decision too quickly. I need to know the other characters first. Has something happened between you and your parents? Yeah, they told me to go and try on some dress again. It's not some dress, it's a wedding dress. It's not that— no, Kelp, it's not that I instantly fall for somebody. It's just— it's the kindness. The kindness that airs out of people. I mean, look at him. He's a worrywart. He seems very nice though, and he has a soothing voice. Why are you laughing? Don't laugh at me. Oh, I'm sorry. It's unusual to see you frustrated by anything, Lady Peach. It's amusing. Lady. Depends on the dress. I may not fully understand since I'm a man, but is trying on a dress difficult? Depends on the type of dress and how small it is. Are you wanting a form-fitting dress or a tent? Tents are easier. Now, I don't hate it because it's difficult. When I said dress, I meant wedding dress. Oh, wedding dress. I see you're not particularly interested in marrying Lady Peach. Not particularly, not at all, is more like it. That's the other hard part about back then, because those with higher status had to marry those of higher status. So it's just a way of their own unspoken rules. Well, no, spoken rules, really. Overspoken rules. Don't you think it's pretty annoying? I don't know, my friend's sister was looking forward to it for a long time. Yeah, there are some people that have that I want to be a princess, and I want to marry when I grow up. Big grand wedding, princess dress. And then there's people like this. It's like, I just want to do what I want to do, what makes me happy. But in the end, this person's gonna fall for somebody and wear a wedding dress at some point. But only by her own volition. Looking forward to it, it's just a pain, isn't it? First, there are all of those meetings, like when you see him for the first time, then you have to prepare for some stupid ceremony. There's so much dumb stuff for something that's just meant to continue the family. Trying on dress, the dress is just a part of that. I had to try on a whole bunch already. I'm not a doll, you know. I'll never understand the whole marry within your class. I feel like you should just marry somebody who makes your heart happy. Within legal means. I want to focus on police duties instead. I feel like that's better for myself and for the country, don't you agree? His voice is the hard part. He has such a nice voice. Of course it is. I said it. I nodded at Finn in agreement. The problem is my parents. Especially my mother. She's just way too happy. You'd think it was her who was getting married, not me. Yes, well, I can't blame her. Your husband, he's from a good family, isn't he? Lord Fitzgerald Evans, yes. Evans, that's more than just a good family then. They live in a entirely different world from me. Ooh. What are you talking about? I'm married a human, not a saint. We could make arrangements for that, I believe. I suppose with the Evans family are peers of the realm, I would hesitate to even talk to them. Higher status. How high is the status? Are they really that imposing? Nobility only really exists in name these days. Even my family has some titles. It isn't merely a name. I'm sure your manners are different class to mine. Not that I would be able to tell being lowborn. No, don't say you're a lowborn! You're just as good as any other candidate. Don't say lowborn. At any rate, it's a fortuitous marriage, I think. Yeah, for the Tistella family anyway. But for me... You hesitate? It gave Finn a pained grin. The people marry whoever the government designates and have children. Government? What? I understand that this is very important for the future of the country, but as a wife, it will be expected for me to quit my job when it's time for me to devote myself to motherhood. But when I think about having to leave the work I love, even temporarily, is not in the not-so-distant future, all I feel is annoyed. I would feel annoyed too. I see. I wish I was like you. Like me? Yeah, like you. Men aren't as directly involved with the business of parenting when their fathers, as women have to be as mothers. You don't have to stop away from your job. I think it's supposed to be step away from your job. You don't have to sacrifice your own desires for society. I wish I'd been born a man. That wouldn't be ideal. Why not? Oh, he's so nice. Because he can't imagine me in any other way. Feelings, I can see them here. I mean, on one hand, I'm kind of glad they require mother leave. Yeah, that is one good aspect of it, but I don't think that you're going to be able to go back after. At least not in this era. Anyway, I prefer the current Lady Peach, so please don't talk like that about yourself. Oh, he has feelings! He apologized again and bowed his head. He's very humble. You're so stupidly serious. He was older, taller, and stronger physically than me, but I couldn't remember a time when he wasn't soft-spoken, second-guessing himself with every word. Oh, I suppose it shows how honest he is. Finn, aren't you forgetting something? What is he forgetting? I poked him in the side. He turned his head towards me. I'm your colleague. I've already told you a few times that you shouldn't call me lady. Finn covered his mouth with his right hand, startled by his own habitual mistake. He doesn't just want to say my name. I'm so sorry, it's the daughter of the Tistella family, Lady Peach. I mean, you live in a different world from me. Oh! Humble, humble. Alright, I know you care deeply about a person's birth and bloodline, but right now I'm your colleague, your partner. It puts me on edge to be called Lady Peach by you all the time. Can you at least try to be a little less stiff? Yes, I shall, Peach. Yes! I'm already getting invested. I mean, just- oh, look at my face! Oh, am I being too loud? Let me know. Let me know if I'm being too loud. I'm sorry, I wanted to triumph. Wow, that makes me blush. Oh, he's so cute! Don't make me make rash decisions, Finn. I need more information about the other people first.
Hi.
Yes. Oh, Finn. What is it? I'm trying to understand you. I'm not blushing, though. Oh, you're It went right over her head. It went right over her head. I'll be the one blushing again if you keep saying my name. I see. I still don't get it. Oh, I'm sorry, Finn. She doesn't see you in that way yet. Oh, well, let's go, Finn.
Hi.
Roger. He's so cute. Oh, no. Everything is at a decent level sound-wise, in my opinion. Okay, that's good. Thank you for letting me know. Oh, it's already... That's pretty. Stained glass is so pretty. At the center of the country was the temple. Almost all public servants, including the police officers, worked inside its walls. So this is mainly a church-governed system. Okay. Or temple-governed system in this case. Hmm... It had been 2 years since I became a rank 1 police officer. Going to the temple every day had become a familiar routine. Those are some shiny floors. Sorry to keep you waiting, Finn. Here's our patrol route for today. I see, it's around the market. Doesn't your family live around here? We could drop by. No, Who's this? Tistella Euclid, I've been looking for you. Oh, he has a round face. Look at that face. That's pinchable cheeks right there. Sir Cordoa. The large frame of Cordoa Haste swayed towards us. Swayed? Why? Hi, Maxie. Hello, how's it going? I'm kind of late. What should I know about this game? We started off with, the intro was basically that my character woke up, regaining her senses, and she was, like, feeling around that she can smell dust and perfume. And, oh gosh, she said that she could feel like warm liquid on her fingers, and then when she finally woke up and looked in the mirror that was next to her, she was covered in blood and had a knife in her hand, and both of her parents were dead. What a great start to a visual novel. So we're gonna be under the impression that we're probably gonna be framed for our parents' murder. We're probably gonna get put in prison, hence the name Steam Prison, but we'll see what happens with that. And my character so far is trying to avoid putting on a wedding dress because she doesn't want to get married. And we're here. Oh, and she's a police officer, a knight. Rank 3 police officer, he was our direct superior. So we're at a temple at the moment, which is where everyone works. What is it, Sir Cordoa? As I'm sure you remember, the rank 2 promotion exams concluded recently. I want to discuss the results. He turned and began to walk away again immediately. Examination results aren't exactly something we can talk about in the hallway. I glanced at Finn and we followed Sir Cordoa together. I'm going to butcher these names. What kind of room is this? Quarters for foreign visitors. The meeting rooms are all in use right now. We'll use this room for the moment. These are certainly well appointed for guests. The beds look very soft. They look comfortable. Not as comfortable as my bed. I wish they funneled the money they spend on this into our equipment instead. Oh well. Yeah. In cases like this, they don't regulate what good amount of money goes where. Because equipment is important. Are you ready to hear the results of your promotion examinations? Why do you look so dejected? You seem very composed to Stella. Nothing I do will change things now. I did everything I could. I'll accept whatever result I get. She's very diligent. I would have expected nothing less of you, to Stella Euclid. On the other hand. Oh, he's scared. Oh, it's okay. The promotion examination, I'm starting to sweat. Finn, for the love of God, calm down. Hi, Bran! Okay, so what are the results? Tell me. You both passed! Congratulations! Oh my god! Ah, I keep smacking my desk. Habitual! Habits! Peach, just call me Peach. Good job, Finn, you worked hard. No, I didn't do... It's the humbleness again. Also, I'm getting slightly distracted because I keep looking at their uniforms. The only thing that I can think of like the tassels that are right in front of them is just little heads of garlic, and I keep getting distracted. I had to get that out there. Oh god. Have fun being social, Kelp. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for tuning in for even a little bit. Oh no, I'm not letting you get away with that. I know you studied so much that you went without sleep. Oh, he works so hard. They're gonna fight vampires. Yeah, they have like an instant like garlic bomb. They just pull it off of their uniform and throw it. At least they are safe against vampires. If it was actual garlic, maybe. You're not a burden. Then you need to take more pride in what you do. You're more competent than you think. Just the other day. Please wait until later with the chatter. I still have more to say. What more do you have to say? Oh, apologies. Please continue, Sir Cordoa. He nodded and handed each of us a white envelope. Hmm. This is your provisional promotion certificate. Try not to lose it until you receive the real one. This serves another purpose as well. It's an observation permit for the depths? The depths? What's the depths? Also, sorry if you can hear me drinking water. It's gonna be a lot of water drinking because of all of the dialogue I'll be reading. The depths where we send our criminals? Oh, is that where I'm gonna be going? Precisely. Every officer who passes the promotional examination must then undertake an observation mission. Why do I feel like that's where I'm gonna go? Am I gonna have to go to the depths? Once you come back, you'll officially be rank 2 officers. I see. You're asking the 2 of us to go into a den of criminals? Isn't that dangerous? Well, I mean, you're police officers. You're gonna have to go in there at some point. We're dealing with criminals on a daily basis, I'm sure. I couldn't blame Finn for being afraid. The depths were a long way from our country. Oh, okay. Everyone I knew had been taught from a young age to fear the depths. When I was a little girl, my father used to tell me that if I did something bad, he would send me into the depths where the demons live. That's not a good thing to tell your kid. I knew that if I ordered, I would go. I expect you are sent there precisely because it's dangerous. Am I correct, Sir Kudoa? Yes, after promotion, you'll be given important assignments. We may require you to handle extremely vile criminals in the future, and it's imperative that you see where we send them. Is it like similar to... Is that like similar to using having a taser used on you before you use the taser? Understand, Finn, you're going as well, right? Yes, I can do it. Pull yourself together, you won't be going alone, I'll be there with you. The 2 of us can handle it, don't you think? Yes, I think I'll be fine when I'm with you, Peach. Euclid. Relax, Euclid, we have a guide for you there. Ooh, who's the guide? Yes, there are guards that keep the criminals in check. They'll protect you. Almost everyone who goes on those observation missions come back in one piece. You'll be fine as long as you don't do anything foolish. I wonder if something bad's gonna happen as soon as we get there. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm a competent sword fighter. I'll protect myself and Finn. Aw, yes, please protect me too. Even at the cost of your life. Ooh. Excellent. Your observation mission begins tomorrow. The details are on your temporary permit. Please read it carefully. Gonna get some important information. Roger. So we have only one candidate so far. And I have no idea what the personalities of the other characters are. After Sir Kodoa left, Finn murmured something about the depths. Maybe the criminals aren't running the show there, but I can't imagine it's a safe place. Let's both be on our guard. Finn nodded at me, then put the envelope away. You have deep, dark secrets, don't you? Well, we'll have to figure that out as the story unfolds. We can make plans for tomorrow later. We have to work to do today. Because if I learned anything in visual novels, at least from the one that I've played before, kindness doesn't always equal, like, on the surface kindness doesn't mean that the person in general is actually kind. And so we'll have to see whether or not he's a genuinely kind person or if he's on a surface the kind person. But he seems like a genuinely kind person, but we'll see what happens. Looks like it's quiet as usual. The daytime shifts are good like that, nothing much happens. As Rank 1 officers, the majority of our assignments were patrols. We just had to do rounds of the inner city revolving anything that might require our attention. We won't have the chance to patrol as often once we're promoted. Ooh, investigations. Probably I hear the Rank 2 is mostly office work investigations. Do you like this better? Yeah, I like these assignments. I'm just gonna become basically a detective, an investigator. Of course it's important to investigate big crimes, but I like being on patrol and looking at the things the same way as ordinary citizens. It feels very meaningful. Yeah, exactly, Maxie. One of the characters in the visual novel I played before, I can't remember the full name, but it's called Amnesia. And one of the characters is I wouldn't say he's downright sadistic, but he definitely does some things that that are not legal. Not legal. Yeah, always faithful. As police officers, we serve the people. I want to remember that even if I get promoted. You look dashing as always, my lady. What's that? Hold on, I gotta put my headphones on properly. I gotta hear this. Is this the second candidate? Oh, wait, this is okay, this is Fitzgerald. I knew this man. His name was Fitzgerald Evans. He seems like a nice person, but face value. He was the heir apparent of the Evans family and worked as secretary for his politician father, Warner Evans. Warner. He was also my betrothed. I don't dislike him, but we'd met each other a few times even before our engagement, but hadn't been well acquainted. We'd spent our childhoods in the same schoolhouse and occasionally conversed at dinner parties. He was a pleasant, soft-spoken man. There was little to find disagreeable about him, but that doesn't make me want to marry him. Just because he's not a disagreeable person doesn't mean that you want to marry him. Since the prospect of marrying him did not sit well with me, even talking on the street with him made me a little uncomfortable. A pity. I would have liked to invite you for tea, but it seems you're working. A pity. Yes, perhaps another time. Perhaps no. Fitzgerald agreed with a smile, then he turned to Finn. I've forgotten your name. How dare you forget his name? In my eyes, 8 out of 10 times when someone is in politics, nobility or something like that have a dark secret or something like that. That is very true. That is in most stories that are like that. So maybe this guy in general might just not be a genuinely kind person. But this is only face value, like I said. Good day you are. My apologies, I have forgotten your name. I mean, you've probably seen this man more than once with me. But... name is Finn. Yes, your family owns the Euclid company. It's Why is it amusing? The Tissells and the Euclides are both well-respected lineages, and yet neither of their children are joining the family business. How's it? It's not funny. I fail to see the strangeness. We are guaranteed professional freedom by law. Yes, but ordinarily children follow in the steps of their parents. Most choose the safest and most stable route. I feel like that's more for... definitely some more for the higher status families, maybe. Maybe the problem is that he saw him with you. Maybe. I don't want him to be rude. If he's gonna be rude, I don't like him. Well... Oh, I apologize. I didn't mean to upset you. You sure about that? If this is what you had hoped and wished for, then I think it's wonderful that you were able to pursue it. I hope your words are true. Excuse me, good day, my lady. Yes, good day to you. Don't come back. I liked black tea, but I did not feel like drinking it with Lord Fitzgerald. The pressures of protocol and suitable conversation would have made me feel self-conscious. Good thing I'm on duty right now. Good thing I'm working. I watched Lord Fitzgerald walk away and deflated with relief. No, he's not. He's not cool. Really? No. Absolutely, he's very refined and kind despite his high birth. He talked to me. I know that you probably have gotten, like, the status system beaten into you as a child, but this... he's not automatically kind because he talked to somebody who you consider to be a lowborn. I see. If you like him so much, maybe you should marry him. That sounds like a good idea. What? But I can't. I mean, it's not this kind of game, but... Why are you so serious? I know you can't. You'd make a nice pair with how highly you think of him, that's all. I only gave credit where it's due. Do you dislike him, Lady Peach? Stop calling me lady! Yes, don't call me a lady. Finn gave me another quick apology. In response to his question, I shook my head. I don't dislike him. I think he's very agreeable. I'm surprised he was paired with a tomboy like me. It's not that I can't accept him personally, it's that I can't accept having to marry. Peach. I can't spend all my days complaining, though. This marriage is ordained by law. As a police officer, I uphold the law. Yeah, that's the other thing. I don't like that it's by law? Why? Why is that a thing? What kind of police officer would I be if I don't accept this? Alright, this evening I'm going to try on the wedding dress. Will you come with me, Finn? Gladly. You just want to see me in a wedding dress. Thanks, that'll help. If the country is going to pick my husband for me, why can't it pick my wedding dress too? If it decided everything for me, I could just accept my fate. Think of it like thorough foot patrols. Not everything can be made better by making it more efficient. That is true. I see, I suppose you have a point. So when is this marriage ceremony? Beats me. She doesn't care enough. What is your wedding? Well, it's not very high priority for me. Ugh. Finn gave me an exasperated smile. I can't blame him for being a little fed up. The conversation was starting to feel awkward. I decided to change the subject. Or topic. Right, what about you? Finn looked at me quizzically. Oh, you could have just said puzzled. Quizzically. I have not heard that in a sentence. I ran into your father the other day. He told me your own wedding has been postponed. I didn't feel I was secure enough yet to marry? Secure? Ah. I wasn't sure whether I could be head of a household as a rank 1 officer. We used an exception in the law to postpone the wedding. Ah, loopholes. His surprise face looks like he just witnessed a murder. He's probably gonna witness a murder soon. Not exactly witness a murder, but he's gonna probably see it at some point. We talked to the other family, of course. They understand that it's important I have a stable life first. That's understandable. That's good that they're trying to be prepared. I see, I didn't realize that was possible. I probably would have utilized every loophole in the law to not get married. Oh, nothing. Don't mind me. She's plotting. A stable life, huh? Well, you passed the promotion exam. That should do wonders for your salary. Oh yes, I suppose the government might withdraw the postponement once I'm promoted, since it doesn't fit the population plan. Population plan? How to the T have they been making pairings for people? I pressed the wrong button. I meant to mute my mic so you didn't hear that. But I muted the audio instead. Maybe I need to change around the buttons. Finn's getting married. Who's Finn getting married to? Why is that so funny? I guess the concept of lovers might be taboo. I wonder. I'm laughing because I'm pleased. My wonderful partner is getting married. Congratulations. I'm not sure, besides you don't even like your own wedding. I mean, just because I don't like my wedding doesn't mean that I'm not ecstatic for yours. If they have a population plan, they better have a good reason for that. I hope that they do. If not, that's just very controlling. That's not a completely different situation. You're 4 years older than I am. Our ranks might be the same, but I'm going to use you as a mentor and learn from your example. Walk proudly into the harbor of marriage, Finn. I'll follow you in footsteps eventually. In your footsteps eventually. You're clearly making fun of me, but I'll do my best. Yes, I have high hopes. So what is she like, the woman you're marrying? So far, you've always deflected that question. You better spit it out now. She... Oh, what happened? Did you hear that? Something happened. Who's yelling? There, the woman. Oh, the music. Are you hurt, my lady? I'm okay, but my... Oh, did her purse get stolen? Yep, that man took my bag. We looked in the direction she was pointing. We could only see his bag, but he was carrying what looked like a bag. Finn, let's get him. Chase down, let's go. It's hard to squeeze through this crowd. I took my whistle and blew as hard as I could. Okay, it's not as loud as I thought it was going to be. Hi, Demetrius. We're about to apprehend a thief taking somebody's bag. Let's split up, Peach. Go straight here. Finn ran into a side road. Finn knows more about the area than I do. Hoping he would be able to find his way back to me, I kept following our target. Surrender. If you give yourself up quietly, you won't. You won't catch me. The man began to throw items at me from the street stalls. Oh, he's desperate. I had to be careful not to trip over anything underfoot. Ooh. Theft alone wasn't enough. You had to add obstruction of justice and property damage? You won't escape. I raced down the street after the man. I was closing in on him. I can do this. Just as he was almost in my grasp, he threw the bag at me. The bag sailed through the air over my head, landing behind me. I'm supposed to retrieve the bag, but if I stopped to pick up the bag, he would escape. I had to choose between that and catching him. Oh, here's the first choice. I mean, the bag can just stay there. Do I retrieve the bag or catch the man? I kind of want to catch the man. What kind of significance does this have, though, I wonder? Because Finn could possibly also be around, but in the case that he's not, I'm gonna catch the man. Let's catch him. I didn't want to leave the bag on the ground, but I couldn't let him escape either. I have to catch him no matter what. I managed a new burst of speed and slammed into his back. We both rolled across the pavement. And he think he was gonna get away. Yeah, the bag will most probably be lost if you go from there. It's a possibility, but if we have caught him quick enough to be pretty close to the bag, then I guess we should be okay. But we'll see what happens. Surrender. Even if he wanted to escape, he couldn't. I sat on his body and restrained him with rope. You have the right to remain silent. Everything you say can be used against you. Let me go. Stop struggling. Anyway, you're under arrest. You can think about a good excuse while you're in your cell. I checked the rope to make sure he couldn't free himself, then I stood up. The man stayed on the ground, resigned to his fate. Good grief. Looks like there's nothing for me to do anymore. I wonder if I just went and got the bag, that it would have given Finn a excuse to be heroic. Choices. Finn. I found this on the way. I believe it's a woman's. Yay, he picked up the bag. See, I was right. You pick. So it's. I think it's either that Finn would have apprehended the criminal, or I would have, and I chose to apprehend the criminal. Oh, I didn't do anything. Stand still for a moment. Is my face dirty? Oh, yep. Wipe something off my cheek. There, you had some dirt on your cheek, Alejandro. I only just got a little bit of dirt on my cheek after, like, tackling a man to the ground. Thank you. Alright, let's go back to the lady. Yes. I have made a good decision, I hope. Hello, if we've caught the criminal and retrieved your bag, it seems to be undamaged. Would you please check the contents just in case? Yes, it's all there, thank you. How can I repay this? Don't, we're just doing our jobs. You don't need to. It's our job as police officers to keep peace in this town. I threw a glance at Finn. He realized what I wanted and straightened out his back. Everyone, thank you for your assistance in apprehending this criminal. Finn and I both put our left hands on the hilt of our swords and saluted. The crowd applauded. Yay! Anime power of clothes ripping how they should and getting dirty exactly as needed. I mean, you gotta create the tension of somebody wiping dirt off your cheek. The tension between two people. There wasn't much I valued more than that applause and the happiness of those I protected. I loved my job. I'm glad you like your job. Handing him over took longer than I expected. Oh, he struggled then. I couldn't believe how many other offenses that were on his record. Got that right. We can be proud of ourselves for catching someone like that. Let's make this county a better place. Yes. Are you nonchalantly clapping at me? Why, hello there. You looked fired up as always, honey. Who are you calling honey? This man. I told you before not to call me that. Oh, would this be like the bad boy character, maybe? A man called that's an interesting name. Senka Bolt Arc. Senka Bolt. Walked towards us with an easy-going air. He was a rank 1 officer as well, and our colleague. He was a reasonably good officer, but his personality generated a lot of friction. I really hate this man. You just said he was a good person. Wait, no, he's a good officer, but his personality clashes. Okay. I couldn't just ignore him, though. I swallowed down my ire as I spoke to him. Don't call me honey. Being passionate about one work hardly seems bad. I don't know if I like him. Absolutely, honey. Thank you for your dedication. It raises the prestige of the entire police force when you two work like hamsters in a wheel. How rude. I already don't like him. I think he does. I think he is probably one of the characters that you can choose. But you know, you're a woman, sooner or later you'll get married or something and leave, then our arrest numbers will fall again and all that hard-won prestige goes down the drain. Well, I mean, it could just be that he also hates that kind of setup where we're kind of forced into the marriage, but it also seems kind of snooty. Your attitude needs to change. What are you getting at? Oh, never mind, I hate him. I'm saying that this isn't the place for you? Really? Really? And you're the one saying that I'm adding to the prestige, but it's gonna lose its prestige as soon as I leave, and then you're saying that this place is not for me? I don't like him. I bit my lips so I wouldn't snap back at him. Ark snorted and turned his attention towards Finn. Oh, his... He has the typical voice acting of the asshole character. You sure have it rough, Finn. I feel for you having to escort the princess around while she acts like a lawkeeper. Seriously, you got the shortest of straws. I really don't like this man. I'm the one who apprehended the criminal, thank you very much. This man's a butthole. Oh, did I get that wrong? You seem pretty happy hanging out with her like a little kid running after his mother. You dare to insult not only me, but Finn as well? You'll pay for this. Oh boy, you should put that away again. I say that for your sake. I'm not the one in danger here. If you injure me, getting kicked out of the forces is going to be the least of your troubles. Oh, are you saying that you have a father of high influence? People can be really strange when saying things. He must have a reason for all of this, though for me, that doesn't make him any more likable most of the time. Yeah. I mean, you can give somebody the benefit of the doubt of the reason why they're acting the way that they're acting, but it does not excuse the behavior. He's still an asshole. You're still a butthole. He's right. Please sheathe your sword. Yeah, I mean, violence is not the answer. Please calm down. Let's go, Peach. And a good day to you, model officers. He's on such a high horse. Yeah, I agree with you. I really hate this man. His sarcastic laughter rang behind us. He looks like an asshole. He is an asshole. Must be an asshole. We stayed side by side as we checked our orders for the next day, as if we were still on duty. It's not as crowded here this late in the day. Why did you stop me? It's because I mean, you're making a rash decision that I can't control. I came to a halt as I asked the question, but Finn kept moving forward. Stop you? Stop you? His steps paused and he turned to look at me. I could see in his expression that he was waiting for me to clarify. I'm talking about earlier. Why did you stop me? Why didn't you find a way to retaliate? Finn gave a quiet murmur. I knew he understood what I meant. But even if he understood, he showed no sign of being troubled by it. He was insulting you. Aren't you upset? You? Insults like that mean nothing to me. I'm used to them. That's sad. Used to them? Finn nodded, giving me an uncomfortable grin. Then he took a step towards me. Oh, you're too close. I'm less... I'm less intelligent and less talented than most. I know it. I failed the police employment exam twice. I would be useless in the field without you. Now I'm kind of wishing that I let him apprehend the... Well, I actually don't know what would have happened if I just went to the bag. Finn. It's alright, I don't care what other people say about me. As long as I can work with you, I'm happy. I'm happy to work with you too! That's why I stopped you. I didn't want you or your future to be under any kind of threat because of someone like him. I apologize if you didn't want me involved. No, you made the right decision, Finn. Well, I can't be angry at you for wanting the best for me, can I? We've worked together for a long time, you probably know this, but I can be a bit reckless sometimes. A bit? A bit? Oh, yeah, I agree with Finn. Finn. Are you trying to say something?
Yeah.
A little reckless, I agree. Now, you've probably been more than a little reckless. Yes, a little reckless, not very reckless. Just a little, probably. Anyway. I do my best to work on it, but objectively doesn't always come naturally to me. Objectivity? I've been grateful that you're there for me so many times. So don't think of yourself as useless. I wouldn't be here without you. I wouldn't have taken the promotion exam either. Finn, I'm glad you're my partner. Oh! Oh no. I told you not to call me that, gosh. I think probably the reason why he says lady so much is probably to create a distance between us. Because he already knows that she's marrying someone else and he is marrying someone else. Oh, that's sad. If that's the case, that's really sad. Finn was invaluable to me on so many occasions. If he hadn't been with me, who knows what I would have done. Perhaps Ark would be injured now at my hand. I knew how lucky I was to have a partner like Finn. Well then, off to battle. I gotta put on a wedding dress today, Finn, did you forget? Yes, I need to try on that wedding dress we talked about. You may not know anything about women's clothing, but you're going to help me with my mental state as I try on wedding dresses. Of course, it's essential that you're there with me. I can overcome any hardship with you. That sounds like hyperbole, but I'm still honored, and I want you to know that when I'm with you, I think the tailor is over there after me, Finn. This poor man has feelings that he can't recuperate. Oh, he can't act on them. That's sad. How long did I try on wedding dresses for? This dress is so tight. The tailor said it was custom fitted, but I think he also said it would be uncomfortable at first. They'd taken my measurements a few months earlier. I didn't want to believe I gained weight in the interim. I don't like the dresses at home to begin with, and this is a whole other level. I sighed and looked at myself in the mirror. I have no idea if this looks good or bad. Therefore... Finn, are you there? Yes, what is it? Oh! Oh, our first picture! Oh, she's pretty. She's so pretty. I don't know about, like, the extra lace on the bodice, but, like, the top is pretty. How does it look? So you're gonna give this poor man more feelings. Peach? I wanted to know if you think it looks good. Your reaction made the answer quite obvious. That'll be enough, thank you. He was awestruck. He had sparkles in his eyes. Enough, what do you mean? Hey, answer me please. I can't pull the curtain back. Oh. You didn't know what to say because it looks so bad, right? Aw. No, you look pretty! I was just startled. Can I see it again? Show the wedding dress. You don't have to be considerate. You better tell the truth. I'm not trying to be considerate. I swear on my sword that I will tell you the truth. Please let me see it again. Oh, this is hard. See, the dress is really pretty. It's beautiful, very beautiful. Oh, this poor man. It's gonna make me automatically want to choose Finn. Or work to strive to see if I can get Finn, but I gotta know the characters first. I gotta know all the characters first. She is very pretty. Choices. No, we can't say court. We'll say, is that the truth? He's mumbling. I didn't want to doubt him, but he seemed like the type to lie so as to not hurt someone's feelings. I suspected he wasn't telling the truth. Ben, is that the truth? Oh, I'm pretty sure he wants to say so much more than just that. Ooh. If I had to compare you to something, I would pick a fairy, a brilliant, beautiful fairy straight from a fairy tale. Oh. Finn mumbled as an apology. But it abused me to see his large frame fidget around uncontrollably. I laughed. See, this is the situation that makes it so much better, because she's so tense. Having a silly situation like this is calming. What's that? There's nothing wrong with being called a fairy. Oh, sorry, I was drinking water. Well, I suppose you must be telling the truth. Thank you, Finn. Okay, you're welcome. Oh, he's so cute. He's like the big puppy dog. He's the puppy dog character. It got pretty dark. Yeah, you did well at the tailor's. Thank you for your moral support, Finn. It was sure exhausting. Especially with my hair getting tangled up in the dress when I tried to take it off. Thanks for your help there, Finn. Oh, Oh, creating situations. You're welcome. Sorry I went into the changing room. You did it for me. There's nothing to apologize for. I mean, in the manner... in the manner of the situation. Causes confusion. It was very rude of me to barge in as you change. I will try to better myself. I told you that it's fine. You're honestly more dexterous. Oh god. English. Dexterous than I thought. No, anybody calm could have done that for you. I couldn't do it alone, that's for sure, not as carefully as you did. I'd probably have just decided to heck with it and cut off my hair. Thank you, Finn. Finn smiled. Oh. Finn smiled at me. The whole ordeal was a chore, but at least it's over and done with. You still gotta get prepared for the wedding day. The wedding day is gonna be the most tedious task. Sorry that you have to come so far in this direction to walk me home. I know you live the other way. I don't mind. It means you're not walking alone at night. You don't have to worry about me. I can protect myself with my sword. Situations still call for... It's two is better than one. Yes, I know, but I can't help it. I still worry. I don't want to imagine you in danger. In the next few days, I'm going to be in a whole lot of danger. You're my partner. You're a part of my life, and I want to be able to protect you sometimes. Aww. Alright, but the same goes for me as well. We're equals. We protect each other. Don't hesitate to let me be there for you, too. Okay, thank you. I've got an idea. Would you like to come to my house for dinner? I want to pay you back for how much time you spent with me after work. I'd love to, but I still got so much to do for tomorrow. Oh, I see. Aw. We're going to the depths tomorrow. I should make some preparations, too. Tomorrow's probably going to be exhausting. Do you want to eat with me the next time we have a day off, then? I get to hang out with Finn. Guess I'd like that if that's not too much trouble. Yes! Of course it is, and I'll tell all the servants to make a huge feast. Thank you, I look forward to it. Yeah, me too. Sorry for taking up so much of your time. Take care on the way home. I will. See you tomorrow. Bye, Finn. Goodbye, Finn. You're lovely, Finn. You're a good person, Finn. Finn made a little bow and began to walk away. Slowly he faded into the darkness of the night. Well, time to go in. Red flag. Is there red flags? Oh no. I'm home. Welcome back. It's so late. Oh, yes. I gripped my sword hilt, my tone proud. I tried on the wedding dress. I expected them to be happy, but they didn't even bat an eyelash. I gave them a quizzical look. An hour into the game and Peach already sipping hard for Finn. Shut up. I like the nice, kind characters. I can't help it. I can't help it. Is something wrong? Oh, they're flabbergasted. They don't think I actually did it. You're doubting me? After the resistance you put up, of course. Of course, huh? It's a little hurtful to be suspected of lying by your own parents. Well, I mean, you have been very reluctant so far that they're... It's no wonder that they're suspicious. Suspicious. There she is. Now she's happy that she knows that we actually tried on the dress. Your grandmother made the cloth for that dress while she was still alive. Did you like it? Aww. So it means it's special. Oh, sure. That much was honest truth. I don't like dresses, but the fabric was pretty. I think so. You think so? No, I like it. Grandmother's cloth was superb. Not the maybe not the dress, but I mean the dress was pretty, I think. I'm glad you tried it on. Now we can begin the preparations for the ceremony and set a date. No! Crap. A date that there was no date before? Of course, we told you would only set a date after you tried on the wedding dress. Did you forget that? I should just not put the wedding dress on. Yeah. Oh. I really did forget that. In fact, I've forgotten that we'd ever talked about it. I'm really not enthusiastic about getting married. I was surprised at how much I didn't care. Things will start getting hectic. Look after your health. I'm not gonna have to worry about a wedding I'm not gonna have to worry about a wedding soon, though. There's still more for me to do. Oh. Of course, we have to select a venue, send out invitations, make sure you lose a few pounds. But food! Food. Have you seen food? Food. I would feel dizzy too because you're probably not eating enough. Can I have something to eat? I'm very hungry. Yes, of course, but don't eat too much. You have to fit into the... No! Food! No, just give me the food. I will eat all the food. Marriage is a lot worse than I expected. I say, if I restrict my food consumption... Food. Just nothing but food. Just give me the food. I'm so tired. Oh, there goes my sword. I placed my sword next to the wall and collapsed onto my bed. I knew I had to change my clothes, but my body demanded rest. The day was really exhausting. My parents continued to berate me about my wedding and future husband throughout dinner. They tried to tell me that descendants aren't the be-all, end-all. Government had decided my marriage. It was nothing of special significance to me. My parents were very happy together, but how was I going to feel? Would Lord Fitzgerald and I ever feel comfortable together as my parents did? See, it's like their parents are like the one-off of a happy marriage, or that ended up being a happy marriage. But that's not the case for everyone. I can't really picture that. Catching that thief already felt like an event of the distant past. That just proved how worn out I felt. I wanted to sleep, but I have to change. I had to prepare for the next day as well. Should I tell my parents that I'm going into the depths? My orders don't say that I'm not allowed to tell my family. It doesn't seem like the right time. They were unlikely to oppose it outright since it was part of the promotion process, but I knew they'd make a fuss about it. The depths truly were an unknown, terrifying world to us. I won't tell them. No need to cause pointless worry. It's probably better to tell them after the fact. After reaching my decision, I crawled underneath the sheets. Immediately, I began to melt into the soft mattress, my whole body stretching out. That's a good time right there. Just the bed. Just sinking into a soft plush bed. Good night, I murmured and closed my eyes. See, she's cute. Look at her. One day before the case. My parents are gonna die tomorrow. But did I kill them, or did somebody frame me and I just happened to pick up a knife? Good morning, Peach. I look forward to facing another day with you. You look a little pale. Do you feel alright? Oh, don't worry about it. I just didn't get enough sleep. Me. I see. Catching the thief was pretty exhausting. The wedding nonsense was more exhausting to me. Also, that is a very long handle for a sword. I've been hoping that after the wedding dress I would have been able to, would be able to have some peace again, but they were on my case again this morning. The prospect of dealing with wedding plans every day was depressing, but I couldn't let that affect my work. I had to compartmentalize. Today's a big day. We'll have to be alert. I gave my cheeks a light slap to wake myself up. Actually kind of hurt. I smacked my headphones before I smacked my face.
Hi.
Let's go, Finn. I'm kind of awake now. I'm surprised we were ordered to the barracks. How are they going to send us to the depths? Within the temple? Oh, is it like traveling through magic? Bye, Maxie. Have fun. Hope Peach's servant is recuperated. I don't know. We'll have to see if there's somebody that can make me react differently. Though Finn is a very high candidate. Didn't say that on the observation permit we received from Sir Cordoa. I retrieved my envelope and skimmed the contents of the permit. Well, I mean, she didn't have time to look at it. Like, in detail looked over it. Don't laugh at me. I'm sorry, it's just so rare to see you skimp on preparations. You must have been very tired. I'm worried. I'm worried. You're worried. You're worried. I'm worried. Ugh. This was such an important assignment. To miss details like that was incredibly unprofessional. I put the envelope away as I silently gave myself a harsh scolding. Don't worry, I'll be more careful from now on. I don't want to cause problems in foreign territory. But just in case, if you see me nodding off, give me a good shake to wake me up, okay? You're a lifesaver, Finn. Got it, I'll wake you up, but I won't shake you. Just stab me with a sword, I'll wake up then. By the way, what did your parents say about finally trying on the dress? Don't ask me that. Did it go badly? Finn put his hand to his mouth nervously. I don't really want to talk about it, but he came with me yesterday. He's earned the right to hear what happened next. Yeah, they were extremely happy and they said they would set the wedding date now. See, that's good. That must have taken a weight off your shoulders. Now, this has probably put a different kind of weight on my shoulders. Nope, yeah, it added extra weight onto them. My father told me that the real work begins now, and a lot of my time will have to go into preparing for the wedding. I see. Well, good luck. I'll support you if I can. Support me by getting me out. Look, you'll eventually have to suffer the same fate. Good luck, Finn. I know I'm gonna die in the process. You bet you will. We'll both make it through somehow. I'm gonna die first before that. Oh, you're early. Excellent. Sir Cordoa, why are you here? Are you accompanying us? No, merely confirming your arrival. There's always a possibility of officers being too afraid to show up. Quite a number are so afraid of the prospect of the depths that they'd rather lose their promotions than go, but they're... I mean, how scary is it? How scary is it? You're not afraid, right, Finn? No, I'm pretty sure he's afraid. But he's not going to show it. Oh, maybe a little afraid. Finn. I'm fine, I'm here, see? Well, I mean, you probably need the promotion, so even if you didn't want to be here, you would need to be here. Sir Kudo watched our exchange and laughed, then he pointed down the hallway. The station to depart into the depths is down this quarter, just head that way. So, if the depths is actually far away, are we traveling by magic? Station. Oh, maybe a train. The same word had appeared on the permit. I've never seen it used in this sort of context before. Sir Cordoa, what is it meant by station? Is it a name? Oh, train station? You'd be unfamiliar with the term. The station is what connects our country and the depths. It's a stopping point for vehicles. Yeah, it's a train station. The depths are below. Oh, completely underground? Well, I mean, of course there's got to be a way. I've got a question. Is it possible to return here from the depths? We'd never send you on an observation otherwise. Don't worry, Finn. There's always a way back. I should have thought of that, but how? Some things are better seen than heard about. You'll understand soon. Now off you go. So since this is Steam Prison, I'm going to assume it's a train. Sir Cordoa pushed Finn encouragingly down the empty hallway. Let's go, let's go. It'll be fine. Even when it's not, it'll be fine. A vehicle to go back and forth between our country and the depths. Our country was high up in the sky, far above ground. What? What? What, are they on ground level? Wait, our country was high up in the sky, far above ground level? Once upon a time, the world had suffered a flood. Our ancestors had been the only ones to anticipate the disaster. They built our country. The flood rolled back long ago, and in its wake, the survivors on the ground lived in a state of anarchy. I can't imagine what's able to send us there and bring us back. Oh boy. That's an interesting concept. I turned the question over and over in my head. He said that we'd understand. I'm very curious. Is it going to be a giant elevator if we're going up and down then? Is it a roller coaster? Finn, walking beside me, suddenly stopped dead in his tracks. What's wrong? That person walking towards us, is that... Oh. Ah, it's a saint. Saint Yune? Is it Yune? Probably. It was Yune Sekie, our country's greatest saint. He was ageless and immortal. He was our hierophant, blessed by God, and everyone revered him. I was no exception to that reverence. The moment I saw him, my heart began to flutter. What's His Grace doing here? The police barracks were inside the temple, His Grace's residence, so meeting him was not out of the question. But the temple was extremely large, so meeting him wasn't especially likely either. What are we going to do, Finn? Come here. I bowed my head and moved out of the way as His Grace passed. I heard his footsteps. With steps slower than my own heartbeat, His Grace Yune was about to pass me by. Is he gonna talk to us? Oh, yes. You? Oh. I was so startled that I gave a little jolt of surprise. I don't like that sentence. That was funny, a reaction like a scolded child. What trope do you fall under, I wonder? You can be at ease. Come on, you two. Raise your heads.
はい。
As you wish. Oh, he seems like a cute person. Face value. Face value. Slowly, I raised my head and met his grace's gaze. I resisted the urge to immediately avert my eyes and began to speak instead. How may we be of assistance? That's a very simple thing to say thank you to. That's nice. I need nothing from you. I wanted to thank you for allowing me past. May God bless you. Goodbye. I am probably not going to be blessed with the thing that I know that's going to happen tomorrow. We watched him as he departed. That was the first time I've seen him up close. I wonder if he's actually what he says he is, though. Or what others say of him. Oh, big old eyes, yes. I'm scared to see what kind of character he is, though, because that first sentence that he found it amusing that I was basically shaking like a chihuahua at the mere thought of him talking to me. Scolded like a child. That's I can only have thoughts of what this is going to turn into. But we'll see what happens as the story progresses. I didn't just see him, I talked to him. Mother wouldn't believe it when I tell her. After talking to his grace, today is going to be a great day. It's probably not going to be. I headed towards the station with Finn. Well, I mean, we can hope that it's going to be a good day, but something is going to unfold here soon. Oh, how pretty. Wow. The hallway went on and on. At the end of it was a door. When we opened it, an incredible sight lay before us. The weather outside the temple was sunny, but the light coming through the stained glass windows was murky, making the room quite dark. The silence was oppressive, and I was uncomfortably conscious of my own breathing. Is this the station? Is it going to be like a giant elevator? Or is it just, it's probably just going to be magic, maybe. I ventured a few steps inside, looking around. I was expecting to see a guide or employee, but there was nobody. How do we get here, or get from here to the depths, Finn? Do you have any ideas? I don't. Sorry, he said there was a vehicle, but I can't see any horses. Nah, it's not gonna be that kind of vehicle. Oh, well, if he said vehicle, it probably is a train. Maybe they're bringing a carriage? We still have a bit of time. Let's wait on that sofa over there. A red envelope lay on the sofa. Did someone forget this? It has our names on it, Peach, Tistella, and Finn Euclase. I turned the letter over. There was no sender, only the temple's seal. Seems like it's meant for us. What a terrible system. What if we'd missed noticing it? I glanced around again. We really were completely alone. I broke the seal. There were 2 letters inside, each folded once. They seem to be identical. Here, take one. Lift usage instructions. Oh, lift! Yeah, it probably is a elevator. Lift. It's a lift. Excuse me as I adjust in my chair. It's a manual. Written instructions on how to use it. Looks like this document details usage protocol for the lift connecting to the depths to our country, hereafter referred to as the heights for brevity. The primary purpose of the lift is prisoner transportation to the depths. Usage by unauthorized personnel is strictly prohibited. The timetable of scheduled transports is given below. Descents to the depths are regular, but the ascents to the heights are not. Hmm. The lift is inactive except when scheduled, save for in the case of emergency. Punctuality is the responsibility of the user. The lift will not delay departure to wait for late arrivals. But how's it work exactly? If we miss the ride back, we're stuck in the depths, huh? Seems that way. We have to make sure we're on time. I'm absolutely not getting stuck down there. It'll be okay, Finn. Finn gave a nod and put the letter back into the envelope. He stashed the envelope in his pockets. His pocket. So where's the promised lift? It's almost time. Oh, it's shaking. Startled by the vibrations, I jump up. I didn't have a chance to do anything else before the floor in the center of the room rose up. Oh, wow, that's really cool. What is that? As if by magic, the floor was rising into the air. A tube came into view below it, made of what looked like glass, engraved with complex symbols. I've never seen anything like this before. The music got very ominous. Finn didn't seem to know any more than I did, staring dumbfounded at the bright light. It doesn't look like a weapon, but... Peach, don't get any closer. I'm just going to take a look. We have to find out. It's not a weapon! That's the lift! I slowly approached the light, keeping my hand on my sword hilt. What is this? Is it glass? I reached out. A little chime rang, and the bright objects parted sideways where I touched it. A current of air blew out, ruffling my hair. Perhaps this is it. Is this the lift? Finn was thinking about the same lines, or along the same lines. This is very strange. There's no horse or ox. How does it move us to the depths then? I don't know, but if this is our ride, we need to get on. Finn's expression was extremely hesitant. They're doing something that is not well known to them and probably not well known to others as well. He was just as uncertain about this object as I was. I wish they had at least written lift on it somewhere. There was no discernible writing on it anywhere I could see. We can't just stand around here, you're right, we need to enter. There's still a chance that it was dangerous though. I had to make a decision. Should I go first or should Finn? Let's... since we're both afraid, we could do suggest going together. Go through first, ask Finn, yeah, we'll do suggest going together. We don't have much time to think. According to the instruction, Letter's departure was imminent. We'll investigate together. Come on, Finn. Okay, I hope nothing goes wrong. I wonder if is there gonna be another CG? The space inside could fit 3 or 4 people comfortably. It was completely empty. There wasn't even any dust. So what are we supposed to do now? It probably just automatically goes on its own. The glass door closed again and the floor began to tremble as we descended. The light dimmed until it was completely gone. Is this the lift? Being moved by the vibrating mechanism was very unsettling. Oh, that was a weird noise. Finn was in obvious discomfort. He covered his mouth with his hand. Don't throw up. I don't want you throwing up in this tiny space. Yeah, please don't throw up on me. Eventually, the vibration stopped and the glass door slid open. Outside, we saw... What, are we in a carriage now? What? I was speechless. Finn murmured something about a room. I don't see any horses. This is just a cramped little space. How is... Oh. The ground jolted. I grabbed instinctively at Finn's uniform to steady myself. Hold his hand. Are you okay? I'm fine. Calm down, Finn. I'm the one who needs to calm down. Hold his hand. Let's go. I let go of Finn's uniform and did my best to compose myself. Ready for departure. Visitor transport will depart. What is this? When the shaking stopped, a voice spoke to us. Finn and I looked around, but we were the only ones present. Is that an automated system? Thank you for using the lift bound for the depths today. This lift is unmanned. Please sit down and remain seated until arrival. Is it over? The room had no windows. I had no idea what the outside looked like. I had my share of apprehensions, but it was too late to turn back now. I'm surprised that they didn't give them any information about what exactly the depths is going to be like and how they got there, or how they were going to get there. Yeah, just throw them in. They'll figure it out. I guess we should do as the voice said and sit down. Finn sat down on the seat opposite to me. I wonder where we're going to be taken. Well, to the depths, obviously. Oh. Oh, I read that too soon before it even popped up. Finn gave me a startled look, blushed, and looked away. It's okay, Finn. It's okay. I make stupid sentences too. Oh, he's adorable. He's so cute. I sympathize. The depths are a wasteland barely fit to be used as a penal colony. Wait, so is the depths just the surface? I never expected to be sent there without committing a crime. This is an important experience. Let's get as much as we can out of it. Well, we're probably gonna have to be going here again pretty soon. Finn nodded in agreement. I couldn't think of anything else to chat about. The rumble of the lift filled the quiet. I wonder if I should be saying something. Sitting in silence with Finn didn't bother me at all, but still. What would be a good topic? Finn cleared his throat, offering a timid attempt at conversation. Oh, I thought I was going to make a decision. Why did you become a police officer? I don't know. That's out of the blue. I was just thinking that if you hadn't become a police officer, you wouldn't be going down into the depths. Are you worried about me? You aced the examinations, but that doesn't mean it's an easy job for a woman to thrive in. What made you choose it? It's a long story. Did you still want to hear it? I like listening to others. Oh, he seems like such a sweetheart. Alright, then I'll tell you. As I'm sure you know, the Tristellas have been politicians for generations. My grandfather was a politician with a very strong sense of justice. He was often criticized, but the people liked him. Oh, we get past information. He used to help those in need whenever he could. I really admired that. But I'm too impatient and impulsive. I wanted to be like my grandfather, but I just wasn't able to picture myself as a politician. Then something happened when I was 13. I can't find it. It was the day after my 13th birthday. My gift from my mother had been a pendant. It was a family heirloom. I should have put it away for safekeeping. Instead, I'd been so happy that I'd worn it everywhere. I'd been very careful and yet somehow still managed to lose it. To make matters worse, I had no idea where it might have happened. What should I do? I could never tell my parents I'd lost the pendant within a day. I spent a long time searching. This is where I noticed it was gone. I hope I can find it here. What are you looking for over there? I turned around and saw a large man. A police officer. Taken aback by how his large frame loomed over me, I shook my head. It doesn't concern you. Of course it does. It's almost night. You have to go home. I can't. Why not? Because I haven't found it yet. Aw. What are you looking for? So she had a good experience with the police officers. Like, I want to be that when I grow up. Where's your home? I'll walk you there. Aw, I'm fine. Goodbye. What now? I still have to look for it. I knew if my parents saw a police officer escort me home, however, they'd be suspicious. If they found out that about the lost pendant, I was sure to be in dire trouble. Tomorrow. I'll look for it again tomorrow. When I got home, my mother remarked on my lateness. We ate dinner together. It was all my favorite dishes. But I felt so incredibly sad about losing something so important to the family, and so I didn't enjoy a single mouthful. I wonder if that's just for convenience sake, or she's had swords on her wall since she was 13. When we had finished eating, I went to my room and sat down on my bed. I wanted it to be tomorrow already. The next day, I would be able to look for it again. Despite my best efforts to fall asleep, I remained wide awake. What do I do if I don't find it? They told me it was important to us. The pain and sadness in my heart seemed to crush me. Oh, baby! Deciding sleep was impossible, I crept out of the house. I just needed a little longer. Oh, she's gonna get into some sort of trouble. And if I never found it, I need to know I've tried as hard as I could. It's so dark, and I was alone in town. It was very quiet. I felt like someone was watching me from the shadows. A cold shiver ran up my spine. I'll be fine. No one's there. I'll be fine. I repeated that like a mantra to myself as I searched. Oh, it's a police officer. Ew. It's the same police officer from earlier. I froze, paralyzed by the sight of the person I least wanted to see. Your parents must be worried about their child being out at such a late hour. He told me to go home and reached towards me. I told him I was fine and swatted his hand aside with a glare. They don't know I'm here. That's no excuse for doing something dangerous. Please leave me alone. I can't go home until I find it. You haven't found what you were searching for? Oh. I need to find it otherwise. I feel like the pendant is probably going to be something very important to the storyline. Otherwise, my parents will be sad. I couldn't say the words. My throat burned. My nose was stinging. I could feel the tears starting to well. Oh, baby! I never meant to make them sad. I hated myself for crying in front of a man I don't know, and I couldn't hold it back. I stared at the ground, wiping up my eyes in the hopes I could hide my sorrow. Aww. It seems to be something very important to you. I nodded vigorously, unable to speak. Perhaps it's this. Oh, we found it! There's the pendant! Who is that? Let me see your face. Who are you? I'm glad it's yours. I hope that from the moment I found it, if it was yours, then I didn't need to worry. Worry? Yeah, because once you had it, you'd go home, right? I'm very sorry. Don't worry about it anymore. Where do you live? Maybe this is the one with the glasses that you see later on. Or that you saw in the opening, maybe. Thank you very much. Aww. If it's important to you, don't lose it again. I won't. The house was dark. My parents had to realize I was gone. Mr. Police Officer, are you hungry? Hungry? Yes, my father always tells me to be nice to people who are nice to me. My father bought me chocolate yesterday. I'll give it to you. Please wait here. Oh, don't worry about it. Always faithful. Serving the people is my job as an officer. I don't need anything. But You don't want them to find out you're gone, right? Go inside. Watch the character be an asshole later on. That'll be weird. I hope he's as wholesome as he is now. Until that day, I always saw police officers as people who just walked around the city. It really changed my view of them. I wanted to become an officer just like him. That's so cute! That's all. Did that sate your curiosity? Yes, thank you. You're welcome. That's such a cute reason. It's strange, we've been partnered for 2 years, yet I never told you that story until now. I appreciate you sharing something so precious with me. It's just an old memory, nothing precious. It is precious. This, on the other hand, is precious. Oh, she still has it on her. I'm always careful to keep from losing it now. Well, I mean, as a kid, you have a tendency to lose things. You've never told me why you became an officer either. Do you want to? Ah, I have missed out on story time for him. Please check that you have all your belongings with you. Thank you. You heard it. You'll have to tell me another time. It's not. I'm pretty sure it's not boring. In that case, I expect epic amounts of drama and levity. Aww. I hope he doesn't have a really sad backstory. There was a flight of stairs which I walked down carefully. I didn't want to stumble. Oh wow, it's like muggy. A damp smell permeated the air. These are the depths. Rusted machinery and uneven pillars surrounded us. Though the pillars I could see a plain all gray and brown. Beyond the plain were buildings. I don't think this is the depths. I think this is basically just the surface. You're thinking it would be more savage? Yes, we sent our criminals here. I thought it would be more like a prison. Oh, it's not a prison. Same here, but this is all out in the open, not enclosed. This seems more like uncharted territory than a jail. That only applies to this area. Oomst. Oh, is this another bad boy character? He has a nice voice too. Sashin Brandenburg? I'm the commander of the Hounds. My name is Sashin Brandenburg. Welcome to the prison at the end of the world. Hounds? I received a note from the temple that I'm to guide you to observers. From the temple. I retrieved my letter and read through it again. Hounds, it doesn't mention that. Of course not, it's not the kind of organization that's refined heights society needs to know about. So this is like the darker side, I guess. The primary purpose of the Hounds is the supervision and management of the prisoners sent from the heights. So the heights and the depths. That's interesting. All members were born in the heights, myself included. We report to the temple just like the police do. There's no need for you to be on alert. I see, but Sir Sashin presented a tidy exterior and showed no hostility. Something's just... I couldn't pinpoint the cause of my unease, so I shook my head. I understand the nature of your organization, the Hounds, now. Still, we know nothing about this place. We will stay on alert. Anything might happen. Don't drop your guard, Finn. Roger. Thank you for noticing. The others don't, except for Finn. A valiant response. You may be a woman, but you have what it takes to be a police officer. Yeah, but at least he notices. The condensation... I can't English today. There's nothing new for me, but it still made me square my shoulders and straighten my back. Hey, you puff out that chest. I'm Peach to Stella, a rank 1 temple police officers. This is Finn, Euclid, same rank. We've come here to be a part of the promotion examination. Thank you for being our guide. Well then, let's go. Sir Session turned on his heels, setting off with quiet steps. He seems like a nice person, despite his cold exterior. We walked towards a large building visible in the distance. I assumed it was our destination. The depths were surrounded by a wall here, just like in the heights. Is something the matter? Why is your face so close to me? Behind us is the wall there. Isn't that an exit? I paused, pointing in the direction of the distant wall. It surrounded the city on all sides except for the place that looked like an opening. That is unrelated to the observation. There's something fishy going on here. What is it then? Entirely unrelated to your assignment. You're no fun. Your Highness. Your Highness will discover many curious things in the depths. Your assignment did not bring you here to show interest in the irrelevant rank 1 police officer. Your Highness, where is this Your Highness coming from? Most of what he had said was reasonable. I don't like being addressed sarcastically like that, but he's right. Apologies, Sir. I'm pretty sure I'm saying his name completely wrong. I have no idea where I would go to be able to hear the pronunciation of his name. Finn was giving me an unreadable look, and I apologized to him as well. This is part of my duties. I have to focus on the mission. I feel like something bad's gonna happen while we're here. It looks about an hour of walking to reach our... An hour? Wow. Everything is a little... It's like a little bit desolate. It had been built in an impressive architectural style and was the same shade as the dark clouds behind it. Is this a prison? There was a large crest I didn't recognize emblazoned on it, which I assumed belonged to the hounds. I see, this must be where you keep the criminals. Sir Session laughed audibly. Okay, so the headquarters of the hounds. Headquarters, apologies. No offense taken, I'm pretty sure it looks too shabby even for a prison to a temple police officer. Well, I'm pretty sure it's because they've been living it in luxury this entire time. Shabby, I didn't... Our situation here is rather different, but the building was made to similar plans to those in the Heights. Despite our debased status, we still harbor some pride. Oh, he seems... That's a little passive-aggressive. But that's probably understandable with the way that I think things are going. Like, I'm sure it's worse than a hovel to someone used to actual temple architecture. Before we go inside, I'd like to show you where the criminals live. Please follow me. I get a sense that he doesn't think much of us. Is making me uncomfortable. There's probably a reason for that. Probably a good reason, but it's my fault. Insulted him and his comrades. Things are very different here to in the Heights. I need to take more care with how I speak. This is basically just a surface, and it's just so desolate. This is the housing area for the criminals, the Sanctuary District. Sanctuary District. I considered Sir Sashin's words as I looked around. It's more like they're just banished to a different place rather than being specifically imprisoned, but I guess we'll see. Everyone who lives here was born in the Heights. Oh. Outside the wall that surrounds this district are various settlements of people native to the depths. They loathe those who come from the Heights. Walls like the one we saw from the station? Yes, they're savages and we have our hands full with them. Unfortunately, they're too numerous to wipe out. Oh, this is taking a turn. So instead, we contain the criminals within an area protected by the hounds. This is their sanctuary. Though criminals, they're Heights born after all. They're still treated with a level of respect, it seems. I'm very surprised to see no cells or prisons. I looked at the buildings around me. It was simply a decrepit village. The people weren't chained or shackled. There wasn't any restriction on their movements. It's like a small town. Isn't it dangerous to allow the criminals to roam? Oh. No, they're garbage, too weak to pose a threat. Some resist. But then we dispose of them. Oh! Okay, so automatic execution if they don't comply. Oh, he's very sadistic. Dispose. I ignore the cruel choice of words, looking around at the Sanctuary District again. This is no sanctuary. But I guess it possibly is slightly better circumstances than outside, but I don't think that could be the case. These buildings must be where they live. It didn't look like a livable area to me at all. The sky was the color of ash, everything was damp, and everything smelled. The people were emaciated and looked at me with heavy eyes. I know that I couldn't live here. There were no prison cells, but the prisoners were monitored and controlled. I'd like to go back soon, but since we're here, I want to show you the next town as well. Oh, it's probably just gonna be worse. Whoa, what happened? Oh! Something crashed into me. I turned and saw a boy sitting on the ground. He'd fallen on his... There's a child here! This is either going to be that he generally knocked into me and something bad's gonna happen, or he's tried to pickpocket me. I told him it was dangerous to be unaware of his surroundings and held out my hand. Be careful that it doesn't happen again. Oh, I'm scared. The boy took my hand and stood up, then he bowed and thanked me again. I expect a child to be here. The filthy spawn of criminals! Oh! Ah! He just immediately attacked him! Oh my god. Oh. Oh no. Punishment. Injuring. He just bumped into her. I wasn't wounded. There's no injury. Please sheathe your blade. You're bleeding. Are you okay? I took out my uniform's first aid kit and treated the boy's cut. What are you doing? It's our job to punish criminals. Oh. Ow, I hate this. This didn't call for your sword. Besides, he's just a boy. Age is no excuse. All are punished with equal severity? Oh boy. The hounds rule this area. Do not defy our authority. Rank 1 police officer. Oh, this is horrible. No! Don't cut off his leg. Sir Sashin was their warden. If their law called for this punishment, then he was in the right. I still can't let this pass. Oh, did I just draw my sword too? I did. Wow, why are you drawing your sword? It's my job to protect the weak. I can't overlook this conduct. I told you that the hounds rule this area. You don't seem to understand your position. Oh god, this is horrible! I understand it perfectly well. I serve the people of the Heights. I have no authority here. I'm following my own code of justice. It demands I protect the weak. If you stand in the way of that code, I will use my sword against you. I take back anything that I said about him in terms of he might be nice on the inside. I don't think that's the case. And to think I was groveling at your feet, you're a fool to defy me, woman. I will warn you one last time, rank 1 police officer. Sheathe your sword, follow my orders. Does this lead... Does my actions lead to something even worse with my parents? The hounds enforce a strict regime. I won't go easy on someone who draws a blade on me. Oh, that's why you called me your highness. I hate this. Are you ready to lick my boots, your highness? Ah, this sucks. I should ask you the same question. I won't be the one to lose. Oh, she's confident. I gestured for the boy to leave, but didn't look away from Sir Sashin. You go home. Don't ever show your face again. You're gonna have to hide for the rest of your life. Just go. Okay, thank you. Holy crap! Ben, you just stand aside. Do not do anything. This is a duel. Stand back. Don't interfere no matter what, and don't distract him. Don't do anything that he could use as an excuse. Thank you, Finn, for being a good sport. Oh, how is this gonna go? Oh boy. And he's one of the candidates, too. I guess this is for the people that really like that, bad boy character. You must be pretty confident if you have time to chat. Nobody dares to defy me here. We're going to have some fun together. You sleazy. How am I gonna go about this strategically? Oh, am I gonna have to make a decision soon? Or is this just more story? We stood at a distance from one another, swords drawn. I could see Sir Sashin's face beyond the tip of my blade. Carrying a sword meant that he had at least some skill with it. He also knew the environment better. I was at a disadvantage. No, I shouldn't think like that. The quickest path to defeat was to doubt myself. I had to believe I could win. First, I have to find out how good he is. I'll go first. Oh. The Sashin lowered his blade to his chest and parried my attack without flinching. Sparks flew where the swords collided. I brought the sword around and used the momentum for another strike. Oh, he's calling me a rookie. I probably am. Sir Sashin slammed my sword aside and raised his leg to kick me in my right flank where I was now open. I barely had time to lower my stance and block his leg with my right arm. Ooh, that probably hurt. It was an improvised event, and the shock of his kick was severe. I grimaced. Oh, is my right? Oh, is it? How injured is it? My sword arm tingled with pain. My grip was faltering. Sir Sashin sensed my weakness and brought his sword down without hesitation. Ooh, picture! You're as weak as I thought. Well, I mean, there is a strength difference. Don't underestimate me, we've barely started. I can slowly feel my arm again, I just need to calm down and react. There's nothing as boring as a sword fighter who fights according to all the rules. I'd rather be fighting criminals. I don't know how I feel this about this man. Oh. Yep, he's a sadistic character. They run and run and run. It's all they can do, and in the end, when you catch them, you can kill them. Those that defy the hounds are punished according to our law, and we follow complete freedom in how we kill them. God! This is a horrible person. It's much more amusing than having to fight you. I didn't draw my sword to amuse you. I flexed my grip on my hilt and glared at Sir Sashin. Sashin. Sachet. I pity the hounds for having such a barbaric commander as you. And I pity you for only finding amusement in killing. You what? Oh, he's offended. Our swords clashed again and again. The tip of my sword grazed Sir Sashin's cheeks and drew a trickle of blood. Oh, he called me a wench! Our swords clashed again. We were practically in biting range of one another. He's strong. He was pushing against my sword with all his might. It was difficult to maintain my footing. Do I move back or do I... The pressure suddenly disappeared. I caught a glint in the corner of my left eye. By the time I realized it was a short sword, the edge had already bitten into my left shoulder. Ow! God! The pain was incomparable to the kick I had taken earlier. Warm blood ran over my skin. I went down on one knee, startled by the pain. Stand back, puppet. This is none of your business. Woman, if you apologize for defying me, I will show you mercy. However... He kicked my sword aside. I hate... No! Underestimated you. It's true, perhaps I'm not skilled enough to beat you either way, but I won't apologize. It would be against my code. You damn. Sir Sashin raised his sword. Oh! Was that a gunshot? What was that sound? I flinched and I never heard a noise like that before. Oh, so they've never seen guns. A gunshot. Who fired a gun? Nobody answered. None of the residents dared to speak to him when he was in this state. That's enough. He has a nickname. God, his name is so hard to read. Ines, did you just fire a gun? The man Sir Sashin had called Ines shook his head. No, but I came here due to the gunshot. I don't recall an order from the Heights that we're to duel the observers, are we? It's none of your business she drew her sword on me first. I mean, it makes sense. It is my business. We all serve the temple, and if we see criminals, if criminals see us fighting, it undermines our authority. He's a hot-headed asshole. Sir Session reluctantly sheathed his sword, grumbling under his breath. You too, sheathe your sword. What should I do? Sir Session had put away his weapon, but still glared at me with murderous intent. I decided to trust the man who had convinced Sir Session to back off. I wonder if there's a hierarchy here, because he has a different colored uniform and a better looking sword, but I'm not sure if that is an indicator. I'm sorry, but who are you? That's a mouthful. Ines Heinrich Hein. I'm the second in command of the hounds. Second in command, then. It makes sense that he convinced Sir Session to stop then, but Sir Session and Sir Ines were similar of height and build, but the impression they make is completely different. Yeah, because one's an asshole. Peach, are you okay? We need to treat your wound. Well, I did just get a knife to the shoulder. A blow to the arm. Do you have medical facilities? Ben, don't scold me. This is worse than you think. That wound is too serious to leave untreated. Oh, he's really worried. Ben took a handkerchief and deftly wrapped it around my left arm. He seemed to be correct. The handkerchief immediately turned red, which meant the wound was deeper than I thought. Sex? Is that what they're calling him? Sax? Sax. No need, this can't be called an injury. Sir, what is that? God, I can't. I'm just gonna skip his name. I hate his. I hate his name. Wiped at the graze on his cheek, turned on his heel, and walked away. When he was gone, Sir Ines gave a sigh and looked at me. Let's go then. He has a serious look on his face. See, that's what it sounded like. Sax. Oh my god, his name is so interesting. Oh. Observers from the heights. Ines looked at me expectantly. I realized he didn't know our names. Peach to Stella, this is Finn Euclase. Peach got into an argument. Yes, Sax. I can't get over the name, god. Okay, so it's injured. There was blunt force trauma on her right arm and an open wound on her left. Please take a look at it. Of course, treating the wounded is my job after all. Your face is way too close. Glizade Roselight. I work as a doctor for the hounds. Who made these names? Glizade. That's an intro. What? Unfortunately, we're unlikely to meet again if you're a guest from the Heights. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. Pleasure to meet you. Can we skip the pleasantries? Glizade? Glade? Glade scented kid. Oh my god. Yes, both you and Ines are very different from Sir Sack. I'm just a doctor, I'm not capable of his brutality. Some doctors have that kind of brutality, though. Glissade. It's a room full of handsome men. Oh no. Oh no. Whoops, I shouldn't have said that when the second in command was in earshot, even if it's the truth. Zaxxon. Okay. I'll just say Zaxxon. Leads the hounds. He would chase his prey to the ends of the earth like a hound. You can't oppose him here in the sanctuary district and expect to live. You provoke someone very dangerous. I'm known to be impulsive. It seems like it, but Sir Zaxxon, I'm still gonna struggle with it, was about to injure a child. I can't excuse an abuse of power like that. I see. I hope your forthright instincts won't cost you your life one day. It's gonna cost my family. Probably. Satchet? Satchel? Sack? Can we chit-chat later? Can you please send— Yeah, I'm bleeding out here! I'm sorry, please, this way. I need to dress the cuts first. Please clean it. Blizzade smiled and untied the handkerchief. I took off half my coat to expose my arm. Blizzade made small noises of appraisal. Finn leaned in. What? How does the wound look? The cut is sharp and clean. It should heal neatly. If we stop the bleeding and wait a day, it should go back to normal. Wait a day? No, don't amputate the arm. Don't amputate the arm. See, it wasn't a big deal. Finn sighed with relief, and I lightly slapped his stomach with the back of my hand. I don't like how you keep worrying too much. I only do it because you're so indifferent about yourself. What if you needed a transfusion? Then I would have gotten a transfusion. But you can't. Does your body reject transfusion? Do I have special blood? I'm sorry, I'm showing so much curiosity. It's interesting to me as a doctor. Yes, but it's really nothing dramatic. I have unusual blood. One transfusion gives me no trouble, but a second one is potentially fatal. Because I'm pretty sure they don't go over blood types back then. So any sort of like blood transfusion is actually really dangerous. Potentially fatal. Yes, I'm told that antibodies form after the first transfusion, so more transfusions can cause a rejection. I don't know how it works exactly, and I've never had a transfusion, so I don't know if it's true. The cure could kill. That's harsh. It's if we're going off of anime logic, it's probably not gonna scar. Fantasy logic. A wound serious enough to need a transfusion would be mortal danger anyway, wouldn't it? Besides, as I said, I've avoided them so far, so there's no cause for concern. You needn't worry about me. Finn is being fussy. I shrugged and smiled at Finn. Wonder how they found that out, though. It's normal to be worried for your partner. You too, Serenas? If you don't want others to worry, then don't get hurt. Don't you agree? That's good mentality. Not always best in practice, though. Hasn't had a transfusion in a while. Red flag. There's so many red flags. But how would they have found out that she rejects a second transfusion? What happened in the first place for them to find that out? Sir Sack is strong, but if the fight had gone differently, I think I could have won. If I duel him again, I don't think you want to duel him again. That's not what I mean. I meant that you shouldn't do something so reckless. Oh yeah, the impulsive side taking over. That's what I'm secretly going to refer to him as. I'm not going to say that out loud, but that's what I'll refer to him as in my heart. Have a strong moral code, and wielding your sword in the name of justice is a good thing, but fighting the wrong battles and losing your life leads to nothing. All you leave behind is a grieving partner. That's true, I suppose. I'm sorry, Finn.
分かっていただけて嬉しいです。
I'm just glad you understand now. Aw. I'll be careful, I promise. Probably not, because I have no control over this. Very little do I have control over this. I'll be a little more careful from now on. You're probably not going to be.
頼みますよ、本当。
See? He's suspect that I am even going to follow those words. Also, it looks like he does have a gun. I've seen in his side satchel that he has a gun there. As well as a sword. What a courageous girl you are. Alright, your treatment is finished. Thank you. I'll arrange to change the clothes for you so that you don't have to wear a damaged uniform. No, that won't be necessary. My overcoat is in good shape and one has to look closely to see the damage to the uniform. Alright, it's already fairly late. You should make for the station soon. Is this the only thing? Is this the only thing that we'll be learning down here, or are we coming back at some point? I'm probably not getting that promotion. Oh, we were only here for such a short time. Yes, the observation for the rank 2 exam is merely a ritual. With Sachs elsewhere, I'll sign in his place your permits. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. We handed over our permits, which he signed with a pen from one of his uniform's pockets. That will be enough. Let's go. I will walk you there. I bet you'll be back after escaping jail or something. Maybe? Well, I think technically that this is where I would go if I'm suspect to be my parents' murderer? Excuse me. Sorry. But I think probably at some point that I might go beyond the wall, maybe? Thank you, Glazade. Thank you for the treatment. Take care. You don't see interesting women like her down here very often. What does that mean? I'd like to see her again someday? Is it because I'm eccentric or is there something else? Watch the doctor be something that he's not kind. We'll find out sooner or later. Isn't that always the case that like some sort of doctor character is actually like more sadistic than than the one that's the actual trope sadistic character? I saw the sanctuary district in the distance and beyond it the settlements of those natives to the depths. I looked around burning a scenery I didn't expect to see again into my memory. Oh, you're about to see it again soon, possibly. Thank you for your help today, Sir Inez. I'm sorry Sachs was being abrasive. I know that this was just a promotion protocol for you, but there is something you can take away from it anyway. Meanwhile, Mr. Sachs is kicking babies somewhere. I hope not. I hope not. That the heights are a wonderful place, that I have to be stronger. I wonder... It's true that I have to be stronger, but... Yeah, the heights are a wonderful place that I have to be stronger. And what about you, Finn? Do we want to know what Finn's thinking? I think we want to know what Finn's thinking. Let's go with that one. What about you, Finn? Well, I mean, you watched this from a distance. You've been quiet for a while now. What's wrong? I'm just a little exhausted from the unusual environment. I'm sorry. That's true, but are you hiding something? I'm suspicious of everyone. You should both get a good night's sleep. You've had a long day. We will, thank you. We saluted Sir Inez and boarded the lift. Goodbye. He kept an eye on us until the doors were completely closed. I'm nervous. We were back inside the lift. Compared to our journey down, I felt much more relaxed. Probably because we were on our way back to the heights. I let out a sigh of relief, happy that I was returning in one piece. Well, I guess the injury means I'm not entirely in one piece. The cut in my shoulder was no big deal, but the cut in the uniform was the problem. I could lie about my flesh, but the fabric, Mother will be horrified when she finds out. I haven't sewn anything since since school. I hope I don't mess it up. Maybe I could ask Finn to do it. He might be better than I am. Hey Finn, can you sew? I'm sorry. You're not good at it? Finn sitting across looking at me quizzically. I was at a loss. Are we misunderstanding each other? Do you know how to sew? Can you help me sew my clothing so my mother doesn't suspect something happened? Oh, you must have misunderstood me after all. Look, my clothes are ripped, right? I showed him my uniform. I'm not good at sewing. I was thinking about asking you if you were decent at it. Don't worry, your mother has a slash of road. No! Mother has a slash of road to deal with. Not yet. Not yet. But she will soon. That's... I hate that sentence you just said. I'm reasonably good at sewing, but I think a uniform should be given to a tailor. You could talk to a quartermaster. Oh, to the quartermaster. You're right, there's no reason to fix it myself. Thanks, Finn. So, why are you apologizing? I told you not to do anything. Don't be sorry. When you were fighting Brandenburg, when you were wounded, I didn't do anything. Because I told you so. Aw, Finn. I'm sorry, I hate myself a little right now. I'm so sorry. Finn. Don't bow to me, you did everything right. If we'd both fought, maybe I wouldn't have been hurt, maybe we would have won. But it wasn't a battle of 2-on-1, it was a duel, but nobody but me and Sir Sack could fight it. Sir Asshole. You respected my wishes, that's all I wanted. Hanging back takes courage too. Courage, no, that's not what I just didn't do anything. It takes great restraint to not do anything in that kind of situation too, especially when you're trying to keep a level of I wouldn't call it professionalism, but she told him not to do anything, so Mr. Asshole didn't have a means to pin it on both of them that they were not being fair, basically. In a duel, at least. I didn't move at all. Having a sword and not using it. I mean, what's the point of having it then? Next time then. Next time I'm in trouble, you can fight with me, okay? Oh, I'm about to be in a lot of trouble, I'm sure. Okay, I swear I'll draw my sword for you when you next need it. I'm gonna need it soon, Finn. I was happy that Finn was smiling again. Sir Inez was right, I don't want to make my partner sad. I was really happy to have Finn as my partner. I don't want to make him sad or have him worry. I have to change my behavior for that. Also, I have not saved at all. Can I save? Oh, it's not letting me. Oh, wait, there we go. Save. Stopping in to see management before heading home has made me rather late, hasn't it? I hope my parents aren't too worried. I bid goodnight to Finn and open the door. Are they okay? I'm home. Okay, she's still there. Don't save, just pray it doesn't crash. That's what I'm afraid of. Though so far it's actually doing pretty good. My mother. I looked at my frazzled mother in surprise and nodded. I'm sorry if you were worried. My work took longer than I thought. Mom. My mother was so far from being calm, began to pace back and forth. What happened? This is odd. They've never been this upset before. I looked curiously at the clock on the wall. It's late, but not midnight. Oh, something definitely happened. There have been times when I'd been even later than they've been exasperated, but they've never been upset before. Mother, is something... You're finally back. Father. We got a letter from the temple earlier informing us that the marriage was called off. Did something happen at work? Haha, I don't have to get married. Was it because I did what I did? I went against what the temple wants? Is that what it is? Called off. I thought of my duel with Sir Sack. That was in the depths. It's unrelated. Trying to think of any way that the duel could be the reason, I shook my head. No. I never heard of marriage being called off. Why did they? What are the other families going to think? Oh boy. Well, upside, I don't have to get married anymore. Downside, what's happening? Mother, please calm down. I can't calm down. How can you remain calm right now? Well, the government decided my marriage. Perhaps they had a reason to decide against it. A reason? What kind of reason? I don't know. Things are getting juicy. I'll go to the temple first thing tomorrow and ask. Please calm down. I don't think you're gonna get a chance to ask. I'm scared. I don't think she's gonna have a chance to ask. My father took pity on me. I don't want to leave my mother alone in the state, but my father will be with her. You should have asked your mom, do you want to sleep in the same room tonight because you're distraught? We can make a night of it. But no, they're probably gonna die overnight. Is it overnight or is it gonna be tomorrow night? I'm dead tired. I placed my sword against the wall and took off my overcoat, then I began to untie my outer garment. It was a replacement with my own uniform handed in for mending. The buttons were slightly in different places, making my movements clumsy. I was relieved to finally get into my night clothes. Yeah, here it comes, the heartbreak. Oh boy. Way too much happened today. It had been my first time to the depths. It was a crude world compared to the heights. I thought about the criminals that lived there and their overseers, the hounds. I would have liked to talk to my parents about it, but that wasn't the right time. My marriage, long in the process of planning, had been abruptly called off. I'm not as upset as my mother, but I assumed the reason it wasn't hitting me as hard as it was for her was my long-standing antipathy about it. That said, we can't really ignore it. My mother was right. Mid-tier nobility like my family had to maintain certain appearances. If word got out that our union with the Fitzgerald's family was not to be, the shame might drive my mother to shut herself up in the house. Well, I think that's the least of your problems, because they're gonna think that you killed your family. At the very least, we need to find out why. A reason my mother had, and the world could accept that I could too. Tomorrow will be hell again. Oh, it's really going to be. I wriggled down in bed and took a deep breath. After only a few inhales and exhales, I already felt like I was dissolving into the soft linen. My mind was weary. Good night. Something's gonna happen in the middle of the night. Eee! Oh boy. What was that sound? It was too loud to be a figment of my imagination. I need to go check. Oh, here we go! The house was very dark at night and was as quiet as always. Right now the silence feels ominous. I prayed nothing out of the ordinary would happen as I checked the rooms. I saw light seeping out from underneath a door into the hallway. The parlor. Is someone in there? I opened the door and stepped inside. I looked around the parlor and there was nobody there. Did someone forget to turn off the light? I hadn't found the origin of the loud sound, but I hadn't found anything unusual either. I suppose I must have a... Oh! There was a knife flying at my feet. Why is this there? I picked it up. Oh, you don't pick stuff like that up! Oh! Is it gonna show us? Do I have to censor? Nope. Oh wait, what happened? Wait, did I get hit in the back of the head? It was my father's birthday. My mother and I had gone out shopping, and on the way home I broke the news. Are you serious about this? Of course, Mother. I want to be a police officer. I want to protect the weak. You could protect the weak as a politician like your father. That's true, but I don't like sitting around, and I don't think I would be a good politician. So I want to be a police officer. Just because you want to doesn't mean you can. Yeah, I think she got knocked out. That like bludgeoning noise. They have a strict entrance examination that you'll need to pass. The promotions are also exam-based, I believe. There's probably a lot of physical work and sometimes injury. Medical condition. I don't want this future for you, especially considering your medical condition. That's true, it's probably not a good idea given my blood. But despite that, I still want to be a police officer. I don't want my blood to stop me. I'll take precautions to avoid truly serious injury, please. I don't want you to have any kind of injury. But you're always so somber. Trying to change your mind is probably impossible. Mom! Does that mean I have your blessing? This is just adding salt to the wounds. It does. It's my job to help you make your life a happy one. If this is what you want, then I have to support it. It won't be easy for you, but I'm sure you'll accomplish it. I will. I'll never do anything to shame the Testella family name. Oh, it's gonna get shamed really easily right now. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. I will work hard to become a police officer that you and father can be proud of. Oh, boy. Ah! Darkness. At first there was nothing but a starless black void. Oh, here it is! Then I began to come back to my senses, starting with smell. I could smell dust. I could smell perfume. And a moment later, my sense of touch returned. My fingers were drenched in warm liquid. As I flexed my knuckles, I came to an important realization. I existed. I was alive. Oh, God. Ah! I'm at home. My vision blurred every time I took a breath. It was hard to focus on anything. There was a stinging pain on the back of my head. Oh, this is gonna be horrible. I had to get up. I took two deep breaths and pushed myself up. Ow, my head. The back of my skull ached. What on earth? Oh, how is this even gonna get reported, though? Is it gonna be one of the servants in the mansion? There was a large pool of blood on the floor, and in the middle of it I saw my mother and father. Why? Both had gory wounds on their necks and lines of drool running around their mouths. Or running from their mouths. Their wide eyes were sightless and unblinking. I didn't have to check for vital signs to know that they were dead. But why? Who? Why? For what? Questions overwhelmed my thoughts like a noisy crowd. My heart began to race. What? Ah! Covered in blood! Yeah, a maid is probably going to report it, and then it's gonna get blown out of proportion. I'm scared! I was clutching a blood-stained knife. Ah! Ah! I dropped the knife in shock and made a light clang on the blood-drenched floor. Uh-oh, here we go. What is this? Who did this? Who? You better scream out for help. Or she's just gonna think she's gonna blame. Oh, I'm scared. Oh. Ah! Ah! Just ask for help. Don't make this into a huge scene. Ask for help. Go yell for help. It was like there was a heavy weight pressing on my chest. Who? Who? Is that Finn? Oh, I'm scared. I'm scared. Ah! Someone, please come in and I'll explain. Just come in, will you? Oh, God! I still don't really have any idea what's going on, but now Finn's here. What should I do next? Was it a mistake to let him inside? I couldn't ignore what had happened. Finn came to walk with me to the temple every day. Not telling him about what had happened to my parents would seem suspicious to anyone. We need to get you to the hospital. No, this isn't. I started to reach out, trying to calm Finn's confusion. Then I realized my hand was covered in blood. I hid it behind my back instead. Don't worry, I'm fine. No, I'm not fine. But this isn't my blood. I'm not hurt. I couldn't bring myself to say it. I turned to look at the scene of the floor again. When Finn saw the lifeless bodies of my parents, all the color drained from his face. Why I did this? It's good. It's you're misunderstanding, Finn. I wanted to believe all of this was some kind of sick prank designed to shock me. Mother and father are dead. They won't laugh with me anymore. They won't call my name. I'm just as confused as you are, Flynn. Maid Flynn. Finn paced the floor erratically, his whole manner one of obvious distress, but at least I wasn't alone now. Having someone there with me helped me regain my composure. Who would do this? It's possible that the killer was me. Oh, don't say that! No, I don't think so. I'd like to hope that it wasn't. I wanted to be sure, but couldn't be. That the uncertainty had my stomach knots. You did not kill your parents. You would have remembered. I had no memory of killing them. They were already dead when I woke up. However, I had clearly been the one with the knife. What happened? Tell me everything. Yes, right. I closed my eyes, concentrating on the things I knew for certain. Oh boy. I was very tired yesterday, so I went to bed soon after coming home. In the night, a loud sound woke me. I couldn't ignore it and got up to search the house. Nothing was out of the ordinary except one detail. I saw the light seeping out into the dark hallway from one of the rooms. Assuming my parents were inside, I went in. But there was nobody there, and then I lost consciousness. Yep, there was a third person there. Fourth person. Somebody hit me in the back of the head. When I came to, it was morning. I was holding this knife. My mother and my father were lying on the floor, dead. Finn hadn't moved a muscle throughout my account, listening in silence. That's all. I added helplessly, even though it seemed obvious. Do you see the knife? I was carrying that. It appears that my parents were stabbed. I'm the most obvious suspect. No. Finn's refusal was strong and clear. There's no way that you'd kill your parents. Stay still. I love that he's so reassuring. Finn pressed his fingertips against the back of my head. Yay, thank you for being perceptive. I got knocked at the back of the head. Sorry, but that hurt, didn't it? Someone knocked you unconscious. Your parents must have been killed after that. What if they were already dead, and then I came because I heard the noise? I'm certain that you're innocent. I had no memory of attacking my parents, but the facts of the situation made me the most reasonable suspect under ordinary circumstances. How about you not say that once we call the police into this situation? Finn's faith in me had dispelled my own doubts about whether I was guilty or not. Yeah, nice. Detective Finn isn't useless. Well, we'll see how useful his calmness about the situation is, because I feel like I'm still going to get reprimanded for this, but I don't know what's going to happen. I'm scared. Call the hounds. No, don't call the hounds. I realized I was beginning to tear up. I berated myself that this was no time to lose my steadfast self-control. Now isn't the time to cry. I'll have enough time later. I took a deep breath to help me order my thoughts. Who would do this? I don't know, but it's a bad situation. If anybody finds out, they'll suspect you first. Wait, then what are we gonna do? I imagine what a stranger walking into the scene would have deduced. They'd have declared Peach to Stella a murderer without hesitation. That doesn't mean I should conceal the crime. I couldn't leave my parents like this. Well, they don't have things like fingerprint evidence in this case. My father was a politician. His colleagues would soon notice his absence. I considered concealing the corpses, but didn't know of any location where they'd remain hidden. Hide the corpses. The thought alone was practically admission of guilt. Trying to maintain a facade was almost certain to end in disaster. Oh boy. I'll tell Sir Cordoa the truth. My words startled Finn. You're right, this is a bad situation for me, but the more I try to hide, the worse it'll become. I want to go to him and tell him the truth that that's the best solution, I think. Yes, I think so too. You can go home if you want. I'll go to Sir Cordoa. No, I'll accompany you. I don't want to leave you alone. Yes, please come so I don't say something I shouldn't. I'm your partner. Let me help you when it counts. Thank you for being there for me. Yeah, we're just gonna leave the corpses on the floor as we go to the temple to tell Cordoa. But Finn was still there. He said he believed in me. His kindness knocked the wind out of my sails, and the tears I held back before returned, almost overwhelming me. Don't hug me. I have blood on me. No, don't come closer. Finn stepped forward to comfort me, but I stopped him. You shouldn't get any blood on your uniform. I'm strong. I'll be okay. I don't think it will be up to him if you get in trouble. Yeah, I think that'll be the case. I'll change into my uniform. Please wait outside. Roger, I'm your friend no matter what happens. I hope you're really going to be on my side through this entirety of it. If I find out that you're the one that did anything, I'm going to be very scared. But I'm pretty sure there's a deeper part of the story to this. How are there also no servants? Is all that really true? I mean... Also, we just left the bodies unattended. Anybody could have still been in the house, and... I'm scared. Yes, I would not joke about the death of my parents. No, of course you wouldn't. Well, do you have any suspicions? No, nobody. My father and my mother were both well liked. As a politician, he no doubt had enemies, though. At the very least, I don't know of anybody who bore ill will towards them. I see. Sir Cordova, what will happen to Peach now? It depends. Her father's profession made things more complicated. I'm scared. I'll order an immediate investigation. As you'll be a part of it, Tisela, please remain within the temple. Understood. Oh, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get framed. I'll stay with her. Alright, you need to be strong now, Tisela. Yes, I know. What if something happened while I was not in, while on my walk here? I'm scared. Is it? Hold on. I gotta adjust in my chair. I'm getting too gremlin in my chair right now. This was the only possible course of action, but I feel uneasy. No matter what I did, it couldn't change the fact that my parents were dead, gone from me forever. Everything reminded me of that. Oh boy. But this is for the best. Attempting to hide their deaths would have done nothing except make me the prime suspect. At least she has a smart head on her shoulders, even if she makes rash decisions. But I'm also scared that she's just gonna be framed anyway. Do you want to go to the chapel? That could happen, but unless Finn betrays you, he should be able to tell the truth. That's the part that I'm afraid of. Is he truly kind, or is something bad gonna happen? Yes, I thought you might want to pray for your parents. Not that it'll make any difference, but... Finn looked away and mumbled a dejected apology. But if I'm alone right now, I think I'll go insane. Will you come with me, Finn? Yes, gladly. I hope you are truly a kind person. This place is always so quiet. Yes, there's nobody here but us. The chapel was part of the temple, a place to offer devotion to the Holy Yune. Yune? We approached the icon of our faith and said our prayers and sat down on one of the pews. Finn sat beside me. The only sound I could hear in the quiet was our breathing. Father, Mother. I'd known that they were mortal and that one day their lives would end. I just didn't expect it to happen so early in my own life. Was there some way I could have saved them? I tried to think of anything I might have done for them, but drew a blank. They were probably already dead by the time that you came down and found the knife before you got bludgeoned. The stab wounds were deep and must have been very painful. May they at least rest peacefully in the world beyond. I looked at the ceiling. My breathing was steady. I expect this will postpone the marriage, won't it? Well, I mean, it was redacted. Oh, I'm sorry. Weddings are held here sometimes that made me remember your marriage arrangements. You tried on the wedding dress. You should have gotten married here soon. It's a shame. They've redacted. The temple has redacted that, though. Well, the marriage was called off yesterday either way. Called off? But why? That's what I'm confused about. I don't know. My parents told me when I got home. They didn't know why. They were pretty disappointed about it, though. I wasn't as depressed over it as they were. I never wanted the marriage very much in the first place. Perhaps I was even a little relieved that it was cancelled. I was going to come to the temple first thing in the morning to ask why. We talked about it before I went to bed. That was my last conversation with them. I wish I could go back to the past. Oh. So how do you put headphones? They're kind of like, well, in this case I can just hear, but there are like special headphones that you can have for Ls. It has to be custom made, but earbuds are definitely the way to go. My ears are so big that that customizing headphones for my big ears would be expensive. So it's sort of like I have those regular headphones, but it kind of like just squishes my ears. But in this case, you guys can't see it because I have earbuds. And giant cones. That would be an interesting concept. Just a cone setup for headphones. I am doing fairly well so far, but I'm having an interesting moment with this game. Our parents were just murdered. I have no idea what's going on. But other than that, I'm doing okay, though. I will probably end the stream pretty soon, since it's been about 3 hours. If you clean a vacuum cleaner, do you become a vacuum cleaner? I guess that technically yes, you would. We never had a proper goodbye. All they ever done was support me, and I never had the chance to return the favor. It always sucks that the parents that are the nicest are the ones that die first. Why? Why do the kind parents have to die? And now I never could. What's going to happen to me now, I wonder? I had no idea. It felt like a vast darkness was engulfing me. Spoil the mood of the game? I don't want to spoil the mood of the game. I'm having a sentimental moment with my partner, my friend, Finn. Finn placed his hand on mine. Finn. Oh. I told you I'll always be your friend, no matter what anyone says. I will always believe in you. I appreciate that, but just your words alone are probably not going to save me. I took his hand and lay my head on his shoulder. I'm a little tired. Can I rest for a minute? Of course. Sleep if you need to. Finn is such a good friend. Thank you, Finn. Her world is about to get even worse, I'm sure. I'm scared. I'm glad I found the pendant. They won't find me if I sneak back to my room. Oh, it's another flashback. Oh, where were you? It's so late. Mother! We've told you before that you shouldn't wander around outside. What if you get kidnapped? I'm sorry. I'm just happy you're alright. You're our only daughter. Please try to. I'm sorry, Mother. That's enough, Misty. She looks pretty and miserable already. Papa. You had a reason to wander around outside, didn't you? My father's kind voice calmed me down and I nodded. I lost the pendant Mother gave me. I went to find it. I found it, look. I turned towards my mother and apologized again. I'm glad you and your pendant both safely made it home. See, these are the kind parents. Why did the kind parents always die? Yes, I am constantly drinking water with the amount of talking that I'm doing. My father embraced me. His facial hair tickled against my cheek. We worry about you because you mean so much to— I love you too, both of you. Oh, this is salt on the wounds. More salt on the wounds. Oh, here we go. Footsteps echoed throughout the chapel. Finn and I barely had a chance to stand before they had us surrounded. What is this? I didn't understand what was going on. I looked around, confused by the hostile glares being aimed at me. Yep, I was framed. You were under arrest for the murder of Keith Tistella and Misty Tistella. I'm under arrest. No, this must be a mistake. She didn't do it. Shut up, Rake 1 officer. We have controvertible. Oh my god, that word. They have evidence? Oh. What evidence did they find, I wonder? It's okay, Finn. Let's follow their orders. I don't want you to lose your job because of me. But, Finn, you said you'd trust me. You really meant that, didn't you? Yes, of course. And I can accept my fate. If there is someone who believes me, I can accept it. But you're being charged with a crime you didn't commit. This isn't right. I know, but I can't fight my way out of this. Oh boy. I know, you know the design of these characters and the voice too? Is it familiar? Oh, wait. No matter what I'm saying, I'm innocent. I'll never okay, she'll never confess to... That's what I read. I didn't read that correctly. I will be, That's enough. Come with us. What evidence could you have possibly found? Unless it was planted. It was probably planted. It is a steampunk game, but it's called Steam Prison. Oh. An officer stepped between us, making it impossible for me to take Finn's outstretched hand. The men marched me away from Finn, their expression watchful and wary. I turned as we reached the chapel door. Oh boy. Finn's expression was devastated as he looked at me. Oh boy. Stay here until we receive further orders and don't make a scene. I know that. I murmured the words quietly to myself as I listened to the sound of receding footsteps. They forced me to change into different clothes and put me in one of the holding cells. I put so many criminals in here, I know everything about this place. Even if I scream, nobody will be able to hear it. The holding cells were designed to contain criminals and suspects. Taking criminals to these cells was part of my job as a rank 1 police officer. I don't know much about what happened to them afterwards. Oh, they play a lot of visual novels? I think this is my 3rd ever visual novel. And already it's an experience. I mean, you're talking about the game, it's not meaningless. But I'm not dreaming. The cold walls, the sparse furnishing, the crime I was accused of, none of this was a dream. It would be nice if it was. My vision became blurry and my eyelids itched. My throat and my nose hurt, but not as much as my heart. But tell me how you met this game. I sometimes peruse through Steam, and there was some... I think it was actually recommended in the... It was like the recommendations after looking at one of the other visual novel games that I played. It was one of the ones that it suggested to play since you played this game. And in a visual novel, do you read, watch, or play? It's in a visual novel, it's mostly story with you making specific choices at key moments in the storyline. And it's, since this is basically an otome game, you're striving to make decisions to basically get the person that you're pining for at the end. But I think this is right now it's mainly all storyline. But either way, my parents were dead. That was never going to change. My parents were never coming back. I knew that they would die one day, but I never thought that they'd be gone so soon. I wondered if I'd been a good daughter to them. All I had ever done was worry them or give them extra work to do. I can't even ask them now. I told myself I had to be strong, but just look at me now. My tears refused to be held back any longer. I just wanted to see them one more time, just to say thank you. I keep thinking about what Finn said, that this isn't right. No, it wasn't right. My father, my mother, myself, none of us deserved this. What unknown enemy could deal out such cruelty? Somebody in the temple? I didn't know. I didn't see the faintest ray of hope. Even so, I need to be strong and live. Even if I didn't know how much more I might be forced to endure, I was alive. Oh boy. My father and mother were both dead, but Peach Tistella was alive. And as long as I was alive, I could find out what really happened. I couldn't resurrect the dead, but I could avenge this atrocity. This chaos will not swallow me ever. I will survive. The day of the case. Oh boy. Okay. I'm gonna save. Okay, let's save. But do you play or watch? You know that's an issue that's quite disgusting, for example, if you see or read manga. I'm not sure exactly what you mean, because it is basically along the lines of you watching a story until it gives you a choice, or until it gets to a point where it makes you make a choice of what kind of dialogue to proceed further into the story. I wonder what's the difference between a save and a quick save. Oh, there's so many pages. You can save a lot. You played Steins Gate. I've played I think one's called Blood Code, which I think was Chinese or Korean visual novel. I would have to look that up. I'm not too sure. And then the other one was Amnesia something. Hold on. Amnesia Memories. I want to play the second one of that, but it's not available here. Let's see for a third time. Okay. I think I should end it at a cliffhanger here. Our parents are dead. Let's leave it at that for now. And then we'll see you in the next session what's going to happen to us and whether or not we're going to be actually tried as a criminal. But more likely, with the way that this is going, that will probably be the case. Oh no, you're not doing anything rude. Don't mind yourself. It's okay. Or don't mind that, if I want to repeat that sentence. No, you're completely fine. Nothing rude at all. I just didn't understand what you mean by watch or play, because visual novels are basically a combination of the of the two. It's mostly watching and reading the story and then making some decisions later on. Let's go. Ah, okay. Eld Creed, Ulrich. Oh, maybe that character's not one of the candidates. Only these ones are. Okay. So, Adage, Ulrich, Elcreed. Oh, you can't even... You can't do Finn? Aw. Oh, wait, maybe was that a DLC? Hold on. Let me double check that. Was that a DLC? Oh, it is. There is a DLC for this. I might get that. There is a DLC for Finn specifically. So it's only these guys that you can actually choose between. Okay, thank God. I didn't want to choose between somebody sadistic. Bye-bye. Thank you for popping your head in. Yeah, I think Finn was a DLC. My fiance talked a bunch about this game. It's really good so far in terms of the storyline. I'm very excited. Oh, just went on a break at work and you're done. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's been about 3.5 hours, and I think this is probably a good time to stop in terms of the story part. Otherwise, I would very much like to continue, but I might go for way too long. So I'm just gonna pop it here, or stop it here. Let's see what. Okay. Oh yeah, it's the settings. Let's go to the title. Make it up 3.5 more hours. No, you got. At some point, you're gonna have to go back to work anyway. Are you on a long break or a short break, or just a break in general? This was a good listen to get me through the late shift. It was great. Oh, I'm happy that I was able to help speed up some of your time while you're at work. Pop it, twist it. But this story so far is pretty good. I'm excited to see how it's going to unravel. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe after you get off of work that you can watch the beginning so you can have more of a bearings on the story. Let me change my screen. And then I can close the game. I have a couple other visual novels that I want to play at some point as well. After I'm done with this initial game, I'm definitely gonna do the DLC so I can just gush over Finn, because Finn's too cute. Creaky. Oh, did you hear my... I either moved my mic or that was probably my desk. I need to probably get a new mic stand because every time I move it, the metal just grinds. I might need to find something with a little bit of a higher quality. Because this one's all metal. And it's like it's tightened in specific areas, but it doesn't tighten properly anymore. I might need to look at some upgrades. My mic is still okay though. I do want to get a better mic at some point. There's a fair few specific streaming mics that are known for its high quality, but they are on the expensive side. And there's other things that I need to purchase as well. Oh yeah, that is what it was called, Blood Code. Was it Chinese? Go to the store page. I want to see. It is, yeah, Chinese. Simplified and traditional Chinese for the audio, or simplified Chinese for the audio. There's some really good quiet ones that aren't too expensive. I think the most that I've spent on this mic specifically, which is a stand mic, it's a Phi-Fine? Yeah, Phi-Fine mic. And it was, when I got it, about like $28, and then I think the price for it went up recently, which I think I saw it like go up another $20, so it was about a $40 mic. But this mic is actually still pretty good, and I do have a pop filter for it, and then there's also filters within OBS as well. But I know that there are some mics that are better in quality in general, and then also have built-in suppressors. Like I know the Elgato mic is pretty good, and then there's also another one, I think it's a HyperX. It's bright red, and then it has the mute button on top of the mic. Really fancy looking, way too expensive. That's not what I'm looking for. Even I'm pretty sure I can find something that is on the cheaper side, like the Elgato, compared to some of the more higher end mics, which I think the Elgato is like 100 something. But hopefully the my setup right now is pretty okay. Hopefully I'm not breaking your guys' eardrums or bursting your eardrums when I talk in a higher tone. Okay, so let's close Steam. Thank you for being here, Demetrius. I'm still deciding on whether or not I want to try to stream 3 times next week, so I'll have to figure out some logistics about what I can stream. Maybe do a art stream on Monday, who knows? If I feel confident enough. But I will be streaming usual Wednesday and Friday, so we can continue on with the Paynes Creek killings, because we're getting really good information in that game, and then we'll also continue Steam Prison on Friday. So we'll continue with the trend of Paynes Creek killing on Wednesday, and then Friday we'll play more Steam Prison. Honestly, your sound is pretty fantastic generally. That's good. Hopefully I don't peak too much, because I do see, I do have a limiter on the audio capture, or the audio input capture, but sometimes it does look like it goes a little bit too high over into the red in OBS. So hopefully it's not too bad and doesn't like really peak, so it doesn't hurt your guys' ears. But let me know if that happens, and then I will adjust settings again, and then I'll try listening to myself to see if I can improve it any more, if I can improve it more than it is now. But I'll see you guys next Wednesday or Monday, depending on if I decide to stream that day. But for the most part, I'll see you guys next Wednesday. We'll play more the Paynes Creek killings and see who killed Vivian Roberts. And I'll see you guys. Oh God, why? Ah! E. Ah! I'll God. My brain's all over the place right now, and I'm not sure why. Regardless, goodbye, guys. Lack of sleep is getting to me. Ah! As always, eat, hydrate, have full sentences compared to me. Full good English sentences. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. I'm sorry. Goodbye.